streaming. Hello and welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see, we're gonna need that there. Gonna need the TV down just a wee bit. And press shift. Let's see. Let's get this running on the side so I can watch what's going on. Make sure everything looks good. Tom's, what's going up? Let's see, don't need volume that. Georgia Plain Spotting. Good evening, both of y'all are here. Pretty quick into it. What I'm going to do real quick before we get into it, I'm going to just skew the Huey around a little bit, you know. Let's see, where'd be a cool place to fly a Huey really quick. What am I looking for? Where is it? Just to refamiliarize myself with the startup procedure, which it's not that crazy, but I'm going to give it just a second so that way people can get in here. Hope y'all are doing well. My two homies from completely different sides of the planet. Right here next to the building, aren't we? Okay. Chassis. Okay, first things first. Battery on. Shut the alarm up. Fuel on. Check that. That's good there. Inverter off. Should be able to press the starter button. Is there a starter? I think it's on the bottom of the collective actually. So, one click on my pre-program button. Watching our N1 start going up. Hello, people watching. Silence. We're just going to do a quick warm-up in the Huey real quick outside of the DLC. Why are you tilting backwards? Detector IFF. Goodness gracious. Ship detector thing's weird, because I mess with that a lot. There is no chip. The IFF is the transponder, which is here. Inverter is on. Yeah, whatever. Honestly, it'll probably kill us here in a second. If you're not... to put it like this, it's... The Huey is a bit weird on the startup setup, where you have to have the absolute... Actually, I'll restart real quick, just because it's... You have to be the world's slowest person on the throttle. Sean Scott. I get to babysit Belen and the cats. Is she at risk of chasing the laser pointer? So if I'm like, Belen, look here, look here, look here. She's not going to chase it. And also, one thing I had on here, on my collective, since my whole setup's reminiscent of a Robinson helicopter, I have a little governor switch on my collective. I had that governor switch on, so it automatically was trying to take it up there, and it over-torqued our engine, blah, 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 blah. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's an issue. So, fuel's on, that's on. Get that moving there. Tom N70 and Tom R44 in here. Heck yeah. Ship detectors off. Age test, fire test. Now we're slowly rolling up the throttle. IFF, even though I've got it turned on, it's still showing off, which is weird. So, IFF, not on my friendly list. And you can't see, but I'm slowly rolling my throttle here in an attempt to get it up to speed without over torquing, which is this gauge here, which that will give us a chip detector light. So those give me the eye light off. I'm curious if there's a startup thing for this aircraft. Checklist. Lights, cargo release, wipers, heating lights, inverter. Now I'm going to hit my governor because we're at where we need to be. Starting engine, inverter. Slowly advance. That's the issue there. Anyways, unsure how to get the IFF to go off. Two fires just blew over the top of me. Yeah, I'm almost at 1,000. I posted in the Art and More chat and said, hey, if anybody doesn't mind popping in here, I don't need you to watch any of my videos. I don't need you to tune in live streams. Hitting 1,000 would just be cool. And I think 4 of them came over, and then with the Stranger Things video that I posted 2 days ago. Well, really it's yesterday morning for you guys, but I made it 2 days ago. It just took like 9 hours to upload, and that's dragged a few people in. Let's see. weird. Oh, helipad here. What are you? Not going to tell me the name. Indian Hospital. Thank you, Mr. Thomas R44. That now brings me over the very bad little money that I had made after YouTube takes their small cut. I was at $6.66 for live for a few months since the last time one of you threw $1 or $2 in there. Much appreciated. Not necessary, but always thankful. Dude, fighter jets are sick. Yeah, that master. I wonder what would make the IFF go off. Because I've got the IFF turned on over there. I got out. Can't change mode. Off. So that's on normal. Mode A. Oop. Mode C. Strange. We're not hurting anything. Here for like 30 seconds. Yeah, that's weird. Also, these towers look different than the other ones that I usually see in the game, so I'm going to stop and look at these. There's our rotor RPM. Going up a little bit because we're really pushing some air through the system. Yeah, this whole model is definitely different in the Stranger Things thing, because you won't get a chip detector light if you let the engine throttle up too much. They've kind of softened up the helicopter a bit, that's for sure. Cool thing is the Huey is just a stable platform. It just sits here. Also have no idea which way the wind's coming from. I feel like I might have a headwind right now just because I'm able to be this stable with it. But anyways, let's we got people in here now. Let's go do some Stranger Things stuff because I wanted to run that back live. It was neat doing it alone, but I'd much rather talk along with it, you know. Let's come down here, land by these trailers. Try not to put ourselves into a sliding sideways vortex ring state. Be a dumb little guy. Blow these little single wides away. Sick. Okay, cool. Let's go play Stranger Things. Has anybody watched the new season yet? Blades are right there. In flight. Cool. Let's go do this live. Another 2 jets, same path, interesting. I'm not going to dox you or anything, but I want to look on Fly Radar to see where they're popping up. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's see, where are we going? Activities. Stranger Things. So there is a training thing here. Should I do the training mission too so you guys can see that? Even though it was included on the video, should I run it back? Also, I can't tell if my thing's favoring left eye or right eye as far as what it's showing you guys. So right here, I'm holding my left eye where it's kind of centered on the screen. And right here is right eye on the screen. So I just want to see which one looks better. Okay, so it looks like left eye. Okay, so y'all are going to maybe hear my voice the second time down in there. Okay, so what do y'all think? Training or not? Because I, obviously, if you watch the video I posted, I did the training, I did the missions. I have not touched the heli tours yet, but I wanted to run these back. Just for you guys. The training takes like 2 minutes, so we'll just jump in here real quick and do that. It's not that big of a deal, but like I said, I feel like they softened up the aircraft some. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. Start training. And also, I don't have background music going today because this is a very vibey sort of music. Ready to fly. Outside. Don't care. I want to be inside the helicopter. I'm not arcading this. I'm treating this super duper serial. Okay, so we're in here. Battery will be up here on our ceiling panel there. Battery on. Fuel pump on. There's a lot of checks and stuff that you should do. Make sure your throttle's all the way down. It shows 25%. Click the release. Get that back down to nothing. So we're going to click our start button. I'm sure there's one somewhere. I've got one on my cyclic. So I'm going to click that once. It will engage. We'll start seeing movement here in percent RPM. Going to roll my throttle up past the idle detent. You're going to see we're going to start moving faster than what that was doing. We still have our starter generator in the start position. Because once you click it to generator position, it'll then be generating power and not being used as a starter. Two functions. So now that we've got plenty of RPM there, I had my governor on, which is no bueno. That's on for normal. That's on for main. IFF off somehow there. Anyways, now I'm slowly rolling throttle up. What we're doing, we're looking for our rotor RPM up here to get into the green arc while keeping our torque pressure low. And now, from what I understand and from what I experienced yesterday, it doesn't matter if you over torque. Usually that would be a bad thing, but they have this particular model very cooled down as far as the compared to the normal one. So we've got mission steps there. Wait for engine to start. I'm going to move you over here because you were a bit of a pain to see yesterday. Okay, B, go back. I know what all those are. Oh, now it's giving me control. So what I want to do is actually put that like here. I'm going to scoot myself to the right just a wee bit. So it tells me to take the collective up to 40. I don't know where 40 is. I'm just going to keep pulling up until it gives me a green. I'm using my pedals to keep ourselves centered, and I'm using our cyclic to keep us in the same spot. So here we go. I'm putting a lot of torque in there now to get to 40. Is it not going to give me 40? There we go. I guess I went past 40 too quick. Hover below 100 feet. Okay. I guess if you move too quickly past 40, there you go, the IFF light's on again. And even if I turn IFF on, it's not giving it to me, so there's got to be a different... There's got to be a switch somewhere that I just don't know where it's at. Okay, now we're moving to the training area, pushing forward on the cyclic, up on the collective, a little bit of right pedal to help trim us out in the direction that we're going. We're going to come over here and pick up Sparky. Also staying under 500 feet AGL, which is no big deal. For those of you curious, I am a real helicopter pilot now, so it's not clickbait. 9 people in here. Hello everybody, welcome. We have started from the beginning again, doing the training marks. Decrease collective 30, so I'm going to also pull back on the cyclic at the same time, which will start help slowing us down. Honestly, I think I'm below 30 there. I don't have collective settings as a percentage thing. I have an actual pull cyclic longitudinal actness to slow down. That's what I was doing. There you go. Slowly descend towards training area. Manage your speed to stay on the approach path. Collective increment and decrement, and cyclic longitudinal axis, which I've got all the controls that I'm using here. I'm using the Apache Simulators R44, so I have basically everything that you would have in a Robinson R44 helicopter. Hover above Sparky 20 to 80 feet. And now something that I didn't learn till later, if you watch the video, is that my rescuer is on my right side. I was trying to line up on the left side because usually they're on the left side. But now we have to line up on the right side. So we're going to try to keep ourselves here. The bring cat close to Sparky thing is annoying, because I feel like the rescuer should be able to figure that out. There we go. Staying stable, so I'm locking myself on the horizon in different areas around me. And also, if anybody's wondering, I do not have any assist turned on. So no cyclic, no collective, no rudder or trim assist. We're running this as raw as you can. Now we're heading back to Smuggler's Camp. And if anybody has any questions, my regulars have heard me yap a million times for hundreds of hours, as we are doing a Fly Around the World series. So if anybody else that's in here has anything that they're curious about, feel free to say so. Or if you're watching this after the fact, comment, subscribe, like, those things. I try to reply to absolutely everything, so I'll answer any questions. Staying under 500 feet, working our way back. We're going to cut left of this orange tree right here. Lowering the collective and slowly pulling back on the cyclic itself, using the whole rotor system as an air brake. You want more pull? There's pull. There you go. And when you are coming in for an approach, anybody who is watching, which they actually added a setting in here, I believe, for... I don't know if we saw it the other day when we were playing, or if I saw it the other day when I was looking at settings and stuff. It's prevention for vortex ring state. So you can get into VRS a lot more easily now, because I was playing around with some stuff and I was starting to get a lot of VRS inductions. So I had to work my way out of that. But keep your descents slower than 300 feet per minute Or if you're going down faster than that, you have to keep your forward airspeed above effective translational lift, which is typically like 25 to 30 knots forward airspeed. And also, we're ignoring the master caution because I can't figure out how to make the IFF light go off. And bring it down nice and easily. Even though it does feel different than the other one. Like I said, we just flew the other Huey, and it feels way... Roll throttle down with my hand here. I'm going to click the throttle detent button and roll that down the rest to 0%. And I'm going to turn fuel off. There is a full shutdown procedure, but as far as this game thing goes, that's what it's looking for. It's looking for the engine to actually be shut down. So once this gets to 0, that should be engine shutdown. Yep. And it will give us a pass here in a second. I'm going to do this just because it'll help speed it up some. There we go. Cool. And there we go. Congratulations. Murray approved. We are ready for our first mission. Do my little post-flight there. Homies talking. Stranger Things menu. So, onward we go. Murray's missions. 1. A New Hawkins. So I've seen all the other episodes. Or all the other seasons, I believe. I just haven't seen the new season. Oop, gotta be ready. I forget it starts us in there. Look at my controls. Make sure they're in the correct place. Nope. Okay. 1 will bring me there. Nope, don't need to be taller. I need to be further forward. A little bit to the right and down. Sick. Once again, I'm going to grab our little menu thing here because it was a bit of a pain yesterday and I feel like people in the video couldn't see it. So I'm going to put it right here where everybody is well aware of it. Can't figure out any interior lights. Aft. Hey! There we go. What about green? Ooh. Sick. Actually, what's the flashlight button? I'd rather just not have anything. L for light? No. Give me just a second, guys. I want to figure this out, because that's annoying. Settings. Controls. Toggle flashlight. Alt F. Go back. Save and back. Resume. Alt F. Cool, there we go. That's all I need. I don't need that huge interior light on. Is it good for people who are probably doing this more recreationally? Yes, but not for me. So rotor RPM, everything's good. Get ourselves in a hover. Look at our gauges, everything's holding where it should be. Now we're heading towards the quarantine zone while staying below 300 feet AGL. We could go straight off, but this is like a 700-foot hill, so you're going to want to follow the curve as you go down. Don't hit the trees, they tend to make you stop. We're going to get into it already doing 80 knots forward airspeed. 13 people in here, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good evening. I have a full-length video on this, but I wanted to run it back live. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So here we are. We're keeping ourselves low. We're going to cut a little bit to the right, just to stay lower. The dogs are barking. If you hear them, my apologies. I'm going to cut here. And I'm going to start lowering my collective here at this point, because we're a half mile away. I can start slowing down. Kind of using the whole side of the helicopter as a giant air brake. And we're going to do the appropriate thing here and do a bit more of a scout. I believe they want us to land on the street. Yep. So our approach is going to be over this yard here. We are on no time crunch on this mission, or time crunch in general. just me or did my mission steps thing go up there? Okay, we'll fix that in a second. So anyways, this is going to be our best approach in over this yard. They could have cut down a tree for us, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Now, hang a little bit to the left here. Keep our rotors out of this tree. Move ourselves forward a little bit. And we're going to try to stay about here. And bring it straight down. Keeping ourselves well below the 300 feet per minute descent rate. And there we go. On the ground, collectives all the way down. Cutscene. Could have parked the van somewhere else. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, we're good to go again. I'm going to move our mission steps back down. Delivery has been waited for. And take off. So we're going to be favoring kind of straight backwards. That's the way we came in. That's the way we're going to go out. Until we know that we can see everything. This would be the way a medical helicopter will typically get into places. They go straight in and they back out because guess what? The direction they came in is safe. Now that we're here over tree level, we can transition to forward flight and we're going to leave the quarantine. 15 people in here. Big numbers tonight, boys. Even for, is today Thursday? For whatever. Yeah, I think today's Thursday night. Big number for Thursday, but people like Stranger Things, apparently. Oop, cool. We have to hit this exit over here. That's something I remember. Taking the forest passage. When I did this in the recording the other night, I went to the right, and then it said, ooh, take the forest exit. I'm like, well, I had a good way out to the right. Also, I don't think there's any reason for us to be this low, but we're going to keep on doing it. A little bit of a right pedal to lean us out there. Still managing torque pretty good. We're at 60% force exit. Stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low, and pop her up. 100 knots airspeed, plenty of that. Back down the collective to stay low. Good victory music playing. Slight little chill bumps just because it's the synth is a cool sound, that's for sure. Do they use real locations for this game mode, or is it a new map? I honestly don't know. I think it's like a specifically made area. Because they filmed this in Georgia. So if they were using real spots, it would be in Georgia, around Jackson, where I live. Next mission, so we can get this blinking to stop. So I feel like they probably made this entire environment. I need to know, is there a fortunate sun button or switch? You know that was a factory option. The Huey, P.S. Are you flying? You are flying like an absolute boss. Thank you. Much appreciated. Blowheed? Sorry, for somebody to have a last name like me, it's wild that I can't pronounce some other stuff. There is a factory fortunate sun button. The downside is this one was removed. As far as flying like a boss. Bluto Hawk, hello, I just saw you put a comment in there and retracted it, so it's going to do the same thing again. It's going to start us outside the helicopter, so I want to make sure my collective is down because we ended our last mission in flight. So collective down, throttle up, governor on. I've got a little bit of left pedal already in, so I should be good, but we have wind coming from the left, ready to fly, so we'll a little left pedal catch that, and move ourselves forward in here. Let's get rid of our light there. Cool. And I'm going to bring our thing back down. What I fly in real life? Just Robinson stuff. I'm a pretty fresh pilot, but I did have hundreds of hours in the sim before I went to go do it in real life. Jeez, I am full left pedal right now, guys. That wind is pushy. Okay, so we're going to slowly pick up while evening up on the pedals. Watching our trees over there. Fly to warehouse. There we go, straight ahead. And I'll start moving before we clear the trees just because I know that I can see a way through. We are in very low visibility, very bad conditions. The wind was kind of from the left, I believe. Our airspeed seems kind of high, though. Don't know. We'll see. We're going to have to watch the wind once we get to the warehouse. I am getting some weird buffeting and shaking and stuff with the helicopter, which means we're definitely in a weird wind spot. Let's cut here just because I like cutting crests. We're still well below the AGL limits for the mission. Hug the side on the way through. And we have the warehouse in sight. We have a lot of forward momentum now, so we definitely have a tailwind. It feels like a tailwind. It just felt like it was pushing us really, really fast. So we're coming around, we're obviously going to be using the road as our approach path in. A lot of momentum, this thing rolling around right now. Okay, evening up. Kind of lifted us up a little bit there, which means we're definitely playing with some sort of effective lift from the air movement. Bringing ourselves down nice and slowly. And on the ground, collective all the way down. There he goes, staying in front of the tail rotor. Thank you, sir. And see, no judgment from you. You fly planes in real life. Helicopters are extremely different and defy physics. I could never get good in sim with choppers. I'm telling you, I taught myself how to fly helicopters in sim. I was able to hover on day one going into the real thing. I can get around a chopper, but I'm not landing where I choose. Just closest. Close-ish. Okay, cool. Let's start moving. Slowly bringing ourselves up, managing our torque pressure. Still only around 45-50% taking off. Use our little bit of a departure path here along the road. And now I know what's happening in this mission as we have an air scout coming over us, but I'm still going to wait until it tells us as a 27 people watching. Holy shit. Georgia plane spotting, Tom, I believe that's our record. So, everybody, welcome to the biggest stream yet. So we're managing our torque pressure. We're coming in. We are now entering the quarantine zone, following the fence line as we can stay slightly lower. Squawk radios ahead. We should be getting a notification here soon that I need to react to. The music's changing, so you know. Oh, yep. Helicopter over there. So we're going to pick a field right over here. I'm way down the collective, throwing some right pedal in here, using the air to slow us down. And once I get to where I'm happy and going to be moving through, keeping a little bit of forward airspeed while coming down. Watching our right, because we were close to the trees there. There we go. Hide from the patrol. Land anywhere. Click my throttle, roll that all the way down, and knock the fuel off. That should turn the engine off, as far as the game is concerned. Demigorgons. No Demigorgons yet, Belan. Also, Belan, look at the little mouse thing on the screen. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, and apply a rotor brake. Should pay attention so we don't get caught. Sick. Wait for the patrol to leave. We're going to pop out of here real quick and look for patrol. They are somewhere. There they are. Idiots can't even see another queue in the area. I'm gonna hop back in. 1. Montauk Project was New York. Honestly, I don't remember where that was located. I know it's Hawkinsville, Indiana, is allegedly the area. Let's see, release the rotor brake. Up you go. Fuel back on. And let's see, let's hit the starter. And watch our numbers get up to like 15% or so. Oh yeah, I gotta hit my starter generator to start. Hit the start button. We'll start spinning. 10% something. 15, 25%. Clicks into idle. And slowly roll it up. We can move our starter back to generator. We're managing our torque pressure here while getting our rotor RPM up there. I flick the governor off with my finger because I have a button for that. But there is a governor switch somewhere here on the center console that you would use. 40. Working our way up. Tells me the engine's on. I'm well aware the engine's on. Thank you. We can't take off yet though because we don't have the appropriate rotor RPM. We can also see the rotor limit light there. Trying to do this more realistically. Even though they have neutered, this is the Taux hangar helicopter, they have neutered it a bit. So now I'm going to flick the governor switch on. Cool. It's good to go. Let's see, let me look at the comments real quick. Had to fly, had the opportunity to fly the Airbus Pro Sim. 2020-2024 is more difficult, it just takes practice. Didn't go over to commies. Okay, cool. We're basically caught up. Yeah, I actually learned how to fly helicopters on the sim. And then applied that in real life. Not going to overpull torque. We're still in very manageable areas with that. Now we're going to head over to Squawk. Keeping ourselves below 300 feet. Which I'm just going to be lower than tree height above trees. That's kind of my where we should be levels. I don't want anybody on a far ridge line to see over our ridge line and then see us there. You know? I see the tower for Squawk, so we have a good visual point of where to go. There's our building down on the collective. Back on the cyclic. Definitely not a pretty approach in, but I kind of want this cinematic lowering down next to the tower. You know? And actually, I don't want to block the driveway for the van. It doesn't matter, but if you want to simulate it, you fucking simulate it, you know? 50,000 watts, WSQK. Squawk radio. There we go, on the ground. Is it going to give me a turn engine off command? Yep. So, rolling throttle down with my left hand, which we should be at 25 there. Throttle lock, twist off, fuel. There we go, that's a mission. Yep. So I fly Robinsons right now because that's what I can afford to do. I'm currently in the process of chasing my instrument rating, as you can do that as a private pilot, and commercial is the end goal. I will be getting CFI and CFII. Not planning on being a full-time teacher. I've got a pretty decent paying job now, and I'd hate to really downgrade myself as far as pay, even though it's a lot of hours that you get doing it. So, I could still do instructing as like a side thing, but I'm definitely not going to do it as a full-time thing, if that makes any sense. End goal, if I were to pick, it's going to spawn us outside again, already running, so we need to be aware of that. We're outside, under control, scoot forward. I would like to do some utility stuff at some point. My reason for wanting to do helicopters is, one, they're cool. Nobody can really argue that. And, let's see, we got night vision with it, and we press the N button, or I've programmed it to be the N button. 31 viewers, 33, hell yeah. But yeah, so I'd like to do utility stuff just because I feel like it's the peak difficult as far as technical flying. You do technical stuff by doing long line things for a full day, and you come home exhausted, just mentally drained from everything you need to do. So I kind of want to do that. At the same time, though, I would like to have a family sometime soon, so utility work may not be the most perfect for that. But if I can do it while I'm single or while I don't have any kids, then I will try to do that, just because I want to do something hard. Thank you. I appreciate the well wishes. But yeah, so medevac will probably end up being something that I'm going to do. It's just not on my thing I'd want to do immediately. Although I do see it being an eventuality, just as far as, wanting a family, Being somewhere I can either move close to the outpost that you would get assigned, as far as whatever town or city or whatever, although it's usually like a week on, week off sort of thing. Flight to Palace Arcade, find Murray's truck. We're going to start slowing down here. I'm going to go and hit my N button, turn night vision off. Don't need it at the moment. A little bit of a quick stop here to really slow us down. Get back in the collective early so we don't descend out of anything. I don't know what 30 feet looks like. There we go. Yep, I'm aware. Start adding torque pressure in. We are more than good. They got close. That's what I get for trying not to over-torque the engine. So what are they going to do? Come get us? Let's go and turn night vision back on so we can see the trees. Going to keep away from the base over there. Also be aware that we have something that's about 40 feet below us, so I'm going to be a little bit higher above the trees than standard. Also, if you're in here watching and you're not chatting, Tom, see ya. See ya. Have a good day, Tom. Down under. If you're new, feel free to give comments or suggestions or questions. And what we're going to do, we're going to play through the missions just because I wanted to run it back live. I wanted to do it all uncut, but it was like an hour plus worth of footage or something. So I cut it down, and the video I posted being slightly less than an hour. But I wanted to show a no-cuts version of it. And see if we can do it a little bit better. Because obviously if you've watched the video that I posted I did get hit by some things. One of the guys wasn't able to get on the hook on time, but that was also because I didn't know our person was winching from the right seat. Plus, typically when you're doing long line stuff or anything where you need to look below you, you're sitting in the left seat so you can lean over your collective as you're looking out the window. That was not the case for this stuff. Also on top of that, the crew resource management with Microsoft Flight Simulator in general is abysmal. The co-pilot does absolutely nothing. The crew person in the back does absolutely nothing. So any sort of adjustments that you need to make as far as where you're at, where the helicopter needs to be, it's all on you. And I could have done better when we were doing this, so I plan on doing better. Slow ourselves down. We got weight underneath of us now. How much weight? I don't know. But we're not going to let it drag us down. Yep, we're still good on the torque. Land close. So we'll just kind of rotate her around here. And on the ground we go. Finding this little bit of a ground effect cushion. All the way down, collective closed. Turn the engine off. Roll that bad boy down to 25%. Click the button, roll it off. Also, if you haven't already and you're enjoying this maybe kind of a little bit, feel free to click the like button. It does help. Had us rotating around there on the ground because it took my controls away. Also, the screen's going to wiggle for a little bit. I need to wipe off the headset, so bear with it. Let's see, now my hair's under the goggle. I don't have a lot of hair, but it's... okay, much better. Get that recentered up. Cool, I like it. Next mission. Mission 4, Red Tremors. I believe this is our hoisting mission that we have to do. Rescue Murray's on-ground repair specialist. Start flight. Put some left pedal in there to start. Throttle up since it starts us running. And I'll need to press 1 to get us in seat. Get our light turned off here. And take our little menu away from there. And I'm going to bring our mission steps down here so everybody can see it. Actually, I'm going to put it more over here because I'm going to need to be out the right seat just a wee bit here. So I'll offset myself a little bit. And in the collective, picking up. We're heading that way towards the quarantine zone entrance. Okay, Lightning, I see you. Keeping it low below 300 feet AGL, managing our power, we are still well under 60%. The ground does drop off quickly here though, so if you're doing this yourself, beware. If you maintain your altitude, you will be above 300 feet. And also, if you haven't subscribed and you're enjoying this, I'm like 13 away from 1,000. So it would be much appreciated if you wanted to throw a subscribe in there. Because if the channel starts making money, I start doing more cool stuff. I.e., I'll be flying more real helicopters, filming it, and doing stuff. I'm doing it anyways, it just helps when something else is paying for it. So let's see, throwing in a bit of a quick stop here down on the collective, managing our slowing down, don't want to overspeed the rotor system. I believe our co-pilot here will do his one job of turning on a spotlight. There you go. Thank you, sir. And we're going to be looking for Bernie. Bernie is the name. There's a vehicle up here. We have to check the vehicle. Honestly, still don't know what checking the vehicle consists of, but I'm just going to put our spotlight on it. Bernie is not there. So off we go. A wee bit more speed with it. Not that I know where he's at already. We're still playing it as if we don't. But I'm flying within the limitations of what I can see ahead of us. Another vehicle up here it wants us to look at. I don't know if you can see it. It kind of gives it a darker shape. That's probably where they're putting in like an interior inside of the vehicle. Or something to look in. Also, I don't know if it does that for non-VR people. Okay, now up here we will have to do a hoisting with Bernie. I believe this is him there. I'm basically going to put our nose right in this power line here. Cat, you gotta be close to him. Girl. Oh, am I too low? Bernie, literally turn around. There's a helicopter right behind you. Which honestly, that's an extremely annoying part. Which it does that in all of the career mode missions as well. Your crew doesn't tell you left, right, up, down. It doesn't give you any sort of help whatsoever as far as where you need to be. And even if you put them close to it, they make no effort whatsoever. Your stranded person needs the rescuer to be within inches of them for them to accept the rescue. Like I said, I understand they want you to be able to do that, but also I'm flying in VR. I'm not flying in third person like many people will be doing. And it's just not... It's not nice. Especially a lot of the hoisting missions that you'll get will be out in the ocean, and there's no fixed points around you to make any sort of visual reference of. Ah is correct. What's that username? B something? Bees in trees. Yes, that is something to ah about. Especially if you're allergic. Wouldn't it be a good day? Or if you're really, really into honey. So we'll come in, we'll do another approach thing, land in the front in our normal parking place. Slide that back end around, air brake with the entire body. Make sure our tail is clear of the street. Don't want anybody to run into our blades and make our rescue operation useless. And on the ground. Throttle down. It's at 25% there. Click the button. Finish it up. Fuel off. There we go. Mission 4. Okay, next one. Very annoying one, sadly. Because it's another hoist-type mission. Then they start throwing shit at you as you are hoisting. While you have 0 people, i.e. your co-pilot and your rescue winch operators in the back, they're not doing anything to help. Next mission, final mission, the Rift. $31 people in here. Hope everybody's having a good evening. I'm going to get a little bit of elixir, being a Gatorade. See, got my throttle up, governor is turned on. I'm thinking about my mechanical switches I have here on my peripherals, which, if you're wondering, is the Apache Simulator's R44 setup. So I have collective cyclic throttle, pedals, all the above. Get back inside. I'm going to scoot forward. Put myself a little bit to the right. Going to move this down here for you guys. Going to turn our lights off right there. Cool, and I think we are good. So, throttle, everything's good. RPMs are good. Picking up, taking off. Which way are we heading? Straight ahead. Sick. We'll roll in some power and get a nice little pop-up going here. Yoo! Perfect. Yeah, let's fly over this checkpoint that's right there. Smart. The Demigorgon something? The Demigorgon show? It should be in this one. We will see a Demigorgon during this rescue. And I'm going to try to do this without letting the dude die, or getting hit by the flying monkeys, or whatever they are. Which, if you watch the video of me doing this that I posted yesterday, you will see that we let the guy die. Because once again, they're completely incapable of hopping onto the helicopter rescuers' hoist themselves. So, just that and not having anybody in the crew telling you one thing or the other, it made him die once. Then, of course, once he's getting connected, it says, let somebody get harnessed or something like that. And it doesn't tell you, like, do you need to stay still when that's happening? Or what? There's very little information. So, yeah. Epic Aviation just sent me a text. Follow the rift. Search around the rift. I can almost guarantee you we're not going to find them here around the rift. So if this was happening today, do you think the news would be able to hide it? Or do you think people would know? Oh no. We have to enter the rift, guys. Okay, I'm keeping my controls about as steady as I can. I don't want to move my controls and then end up needing them somewhere else. Okay, cool. We are in. Instruments mean nothing. fly below 150. Don't know what that is, but we're going to go back over here. Because guess what? He's in the upside down junkyard. I'm going to try to put myself in a place where we can watch the Demogorgon slowly moving towards us. And those creatures come from this direction, so it's an easier place to look out for them at. I would gladly bring Cat close. Somebody would tell me which direction I need to move. Just get on the fucking road, dude. Yeah, he's gonna die again. He's got zero sense of self-preservation, so that's not on me. Sorry, hate to tell you. Cool, we'll try it this way. Sparky, I'm literally hovering over you, bud. Dude, what are you doing? Cat, hold on. I'm relining you up because you're stupid. What, is he not there anymore? Which his character's not there anymore. I may need to restart this mission. Is he not there? Yeah, he's not there. I'm going to restart this mission. Let's see. People would know, especially with the rift. No, but yeah, isn't that crap? Like, your people don't tell you forward, backward, left, right, up, down. Literally, I have a co-pilot that sits next to me the entire time that's incapable of telling me that something ain't right. I literally have somebody operating a winch, because they don't just go down by themselves, and they can't tell me forward, backward, left, right. Everybody has a headset on. And also, it moved my little menu thing there, so even if I was in the area, it wasn't going to be easy for me to spot it. So we'll try to move that menu back down once we get in here again. But yeah, extremely annoying part. No, literally it is a classic Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 bug. And that's one thing that, if I wanted to play in third person, if I wanted to, sure, I could do this. And probably be able to hover it good enough to lower that person down on there, but I feel like putting in the little bitty message of like forward, backward, left, right, up, down, like that's such a minimal thing to program in. If anybody else in here that's watching has do I need to look over here in the junkyard too before you give me the follow the rift command? There you go. And then, of course, with all the extra graphics and everything, it kills the frame rate. Which usually I can, out the window, long line, look down, hover pretty decently. But it makes it very choppy in there, which means the corrections are much different. Gonna tell me to fly into it? Done some looking around here. There you go. $35 people in here. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good evening. Okay, we're gonna get out of here and we're gonna establish a hover real quick so I can move the menu. Because that's annoying that it puts it back. Don't want that much altitude, damn it. It's not trying to fly that high. What? What did I hit? There's nothing there to hit. I was well outside of where my rotors were. Oh, cool. Look, it moved the menu back up there again for me. Okay, I'm not going to make y'all see the Demogorgon this time. We're going straight rescue. Oh, crap. My bad, guys. I'm trying to readjust in my chair here so that way I can look out. Cat, you have to be near him. There you go. Wait while Figgins fixes hoist. Cool, we have things coming out of the sky over here. See, last time I was hearing a thing that said, wait while whoever fixes the hoist. Oh, there was another one? Piss off. Frame rate makes it literally killer. Ooh, what up? Frame rate, can't tell what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, there are upside down pterodactyls too. For those curious, if I wreck, and it's my fault, obviously my fault, in the Around the World series, I tell everybody I'll restart, but a lot of times I'll be flying like right here, and it will clock me. And there will be invisible pterodactyls that have hit the helicopter. And I feel like maybe if I wasn't in VR, I would have a bit more rendering power out of the computer. And I'd be able to see stuff. But I mean, even here, some of the trees are very questionably rendered. So, is it nice being able to use VR and do all of this? Yes. I think helicopters are almost useless without VR. At least if you're trying to play inside the cabin. Third person, don't know, don't care. Yeah, they actually do have pterodactyls. Yeah, my PC setup's pretty stout, but inside the Upside Down, it's a bit intensive with all the particle effects and everything that happen. So it definitely slows down the frame rate, that's for sure. Let's buzz the water. Do an Arma thing. No. So technically, if I want to do a cool guy turnaround, it'd be a right side pedal turn. Or we come up. Oh, I was going to do a pedal turn thing. Okay, oh well. There we go. So that's the missions out of the Stranger Things DLC update. Crap, there's my water bottle. Out of the Stranger Things update. Cool, there we go. That's me right there. Looks nothing like me. But we're going to do the not the rescue missions, the Hawkins heli tour now. See, 39 people in here. Stranger Things makes the numbers tonight, I'll tell you that. It's big for my channel, so I honestly do genuinely appreciate you all being here. Okay, complete this photo objective to unlock trivia associated. Okay. Yeah, how to play. What's the how to play on this thing? You probably know this town, but not like this. This time you're going on a on-site to capture the most iconic locations yourself. Each mission is simple. Explore the town and photograph the most memorable landmarks. Spot them from the air. Frame the perfect shot, then build your own collection of memories. You'll be equipped with a helicopter, a camera, and an aerial map highlighting the landmarks. Use escape at any time during the flight to access your map and track your real-time position. Which each successful photo will be added to your Hawkins photo album, along with a short description or fun facts from your favorite Netflix show. Complete the album and piece together the story of Hawkins one image at a time. Cool, let's figure it out. Fuel, all of it. Flight conditions, don't care. Whatever it gives me. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely a manufactured place because I cannot move outside of this. So they definitely built their own area for this, or they found an area that seemed like it could be fittings to build Hawkins in, and then they built Hawkins, Indiana. I'm trying to see if that's a Georgia place here, because like I said, it was filmed here in Georgia. But that doesn't look like Jackson Lake. If you recognize this lake, let us know. Cool, so it looks like we start out here near the lab. Start exploring. $11 subs till 1K. Also, yeah, there's 33 of you in here. If you're not subscribed to me, I would appreciate it if you did. Not because it means anything to you, but because I'm very close to 1,000, and that's a big number. Okay, cool. Shift B for photo mode. Let's get ourselves fixed in here real quick to where I can actually pilot this thing. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this interior light that's brutal. They do have some towers here over that. Oh, everything's marked. That makes it nice. Put that there. And of course, I want to pose in front of everything. Shift V. Let's get rid of that real quick. Go up. Cool, I believe I took the picture there. Shift V. Oop. What do you mean? I definitely photographed the place. Y'all saw it. You heard the click click. Of course, I'm now not sitting straight in the helicopter. So that's cool. Shift V. Here, we'll just take photo. Do I need to not be in VR mode? Is that my issue? Let me hop out of VR then. We'll try that. Hear me. Crap. Can't see what I'm doing because my headset's not on, but it's on because my microphone's in my headset. I'm going to turn up my volume on my stream real quick so I can see if I can hear myself freaking out. Let's see. Okay, so I can hear me. That's good. Let's see, Shift V. Come on, take the picture. Okay, so that obviously is not working. Let's see, Shift V. I want to get back to flying. There we go. So what we'll do, we'll just turn on the scope thing. Where is it? G. And we'll scoot around. Sounds like your camera. Beep. Post more long form so you can hype. I won't do more. I've got a little bit of time right now, so we could. Let's see. I need to be scooted forward some, which is not that one. Alt forward. Cool, so Hawkins National Lab. I don't have any fun facts, but I'm going to make up everything. And maybe sprinkle it in with some of the other things. Because the photo mode is not working for me. I don't know if it's because I started trying to do it in VR or what the thing is. Hawkins National... Actually, what we can do too, because I want to see some of this during the day. Let's be real. Okay, Hawkins National Laboratory. I'm sitting really, really high in here as well. Oh, and also for anybody here, welcome. I'm flying on an Apache Simulators R44 control setup on a PC I built just for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I am a licensed helicopter pilot, currently private, working on commercial and instrument. And, yeah, here we are. So Hawkins National Lab, they use this place to create a rift to access the Upside Down. They were also doing what I can only assume was a breeding program to build 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 were all failures. 11 was the first successful one. Just like WD-40 being the 40th thing that they tested. Should we try to fly out of bounds and see what it does? Because I can definitely see like a difference in trees and stuff like that. Up here we have Sattler Quarry. Low flying C-17 in your area. You'll be back very soon. Go have fun. Sattler Quarry. This is where they mine Eggo waffles. One of the important pieces about the storyline, actually. Oh, this is cool. I actually need to find some quarries in real life, or even in the sim to go fly into. I would love to go below ground level. I think that's kind of cool. But seriously, there's 35 of you guys in there. Georgia Plane Spotting. He's a homie of mine. So he was the one talking, but seriously, any questions, comments, whatever, feel free to type because that gives me more to yap about. But yeah, doing flying like this, of course I'm not going to do this with like the rental helicopter that I usually fly. But getting close to a wall or something like this for a rescue, that would be wild. There's some videos where they're doing a rescue up against a wall like this. And the rescuer on the hoist is like, hey, I need one more left. And they're like, yeah, I don't have one more left. Because they're flying this close to a mountain or a wall of a valley or something like that. Let's see, Statler Quarry, this is where Eggo waffles are mined. That's what fuels 11. She's actually useless without them, fun fact. So let's add a whole bunch of torque here so we can fly up the wall. And you guys did miss it on one of my Around the World streams. I believe it's when we were in Australia, actually. I wanted to try to put my skids on the side of a building. So after the stream one night, we went and found a building to fly at really, really fast. And I would work on throwing the bottom of the helicopter up to it and kind of hitting an auto rotation towards the helicopter. Very cool. Ended up doing it. We were able to get a couple of good solid plants up against the side of a building before it starts sliding down. Let's see where we're going now. You're mobile now. Heck yeah. Let's go. Oh, and also, if there's something you guys want to go do or see outside of the Stranger Things DLC, I prefer helicopter things, but if you have an interesting enough idea, we'll go try it. Because what's the worst that can happen? We crash the zero repercussions machine? Meh, no big deal. Okay, what is this place? Reveal yourself. Am I too close? What are you? Castle Briars. Okay, so it appears to be a bit of a road or a walk up here. Out here looking out the side window. I don't think they put too much effort into it. If I put my tail this way, I can fit down in this little spot here. Because that's another cool thing about Flight Sim 2024. You can hop out of the helicopter. Do I have a co-pilot right now? No, of course not. Landing on a slope, always fun. Put the uphill skid into it. Push on the cyclic that way. And lower yourself to the ground with the collective. Slowly going to roll throttle down. We're idling. Technically shift C. We're out. So let's go figure this out. The world's slowest walking. Hover trees. Obviously a thing. Yeah, underneath all this stuff up here was a, it looked like a little fort. Yeah, look at it. You see it? Right there. Can't go through that one. Can't go through this one. Yeah. Okay, they put a little bit of effort into this. That's cool. All friends welcome. Anybody in there? No. Okay, gotta walk all the way back. No, I can actually just do Shift-C, back in the pilot seat. Throttle up. Not over. Oh well. It's taking the torque. Not on me. We're going to that Castle Briar. Okay, straight up and out of here. They're only pulling 50% torque to get out that quick. That's pretty good. Byers' house. So Castle Byers is their little place. I thought it said Briars. Castle Byers is that little place. And then the Byers' house is right here. Cool. Okay, that's the thing. So let's just keep going to the right. Anything else over here? No, just the laboratory up and to the right. Are the Huey sounds good for you? Are they, is it the appropriate amount of blade slap? Harrington House will be over there in a second. We're going to come over to the right, and we're going to kind of spiral in. Driscoll House. I'm curious, like, what sort of effort went into making this entire custom area map, because I can tell you for sure that a lot of these places are nowhere near each other, because we filmed in a lot of places. Oh yeah. I think that's how the ground texture gets made. They do it with satellite photos, and then it'll auto-populate things around it to match what appears to be, and from different like NASA data and stuff like that. We're at the Hess house now. Looks like they do horses and stuff. I don't remember the Hess name. The music's changing when I go to different places, though. Let's test the shingles on the roof real quick. What do you think? Think we can do a skid down on the ridge? I believe the skids are slightly behind me, so I gotta sit over the edge. Whoop. Cool. There's shingles tend to check out. Hopper's cabin's over here. This looks like Squawk Radio, which we got familiar with during those missions. Let's do a little bit of a upper hover with it. Let's touch the tip. Okay, the song's kind of annoying though. Oop, I was getting close there. It's just a metal pipe. Okay. Okay, what is this place? Is this Hopper's cabin? Look somewhere else, look back. Yep, there we go. Hopper's cabin. And Hopper's the sheriff guy, which he's a unique character in real life. It was weird talking to him. He's very eccentric. Is the Bronco down there? Or is it a GMC? I think it's a Bronco. Fun fact, we actually use that Bronco too on a... Yeah, song is repetitive. We actually used that Bronco as well when we were filming the Black Widow movie. So the SUV or whatever the kids are riding in, we passed it, and it was one of the like background cars that we had in the area when we were filming Young Black Widow. Okay, what's this place? I can't read it because of the backlight. A little bit higher so we can get a darker backlight to it. Hopper's trailer. Did he just have everything around here? World's most aggressive dive and quick stop. It stopped a lot quicker than I expected. Cool. I was also throwing some pretty rough pitch in there as well. Dang, the Bronco already beat us over here. Okay, so what's next? I wonder if they're going to do more missions out here. Mostly just because it's way different than everything else, but I feel like they're not going to put any more effort into it beyond this. 37 people, don't know if it's all the same or not, but thank you for being here and tuning in. It's much appreciated. Here we've got Benny Burgers. Benny's Burgers, okay. I don't remember what this location was. I don't think I ever worked on any Benny's Burgers days. Okay, let's go over here. There's a double feature. Let's cut these trees nice and low. Mayfield trailer. What's the other one? Munson trailer. It's all the way down the collective. Really slide us in here. Pull the power back in. A little bit of right pedal to keep us pointing in the right direction. Maybe you see his little, I think it's a Pinto. Those trucks look too new. Was that a mess up on their part where they didn't have a truck model but they wanted to put something there? Yeah, those look like flight sim vehicles, so. Fail. I'm so out of it right now. Let's see, nothing else to the right. 40 people for you, hell yeah. Thanks everybody for being here, seriously. The fact that you're taking out of your time out of your day to watch this is very cool to me. Cemetery, Rowan Hill Cemetery. Wake the Dead. Next thing we're coming around to over here. We'll keep going far right, we'll circle in even more. We'll remember that we gotta go check out the hospital. Yeah, I should sue the flight simulator. This free DLC that I got is offensive. Turnbow House. Let's do a crop dusting turn on this one. Slow ourselves down. I'm not going to use my pedals whatsoever. Pull back and add collective. There we go. Yep, I assume that's the Turnbow's car. Lover's Lake. Jesus, they got a 2-lane road going to their driveway. Look at that. Good for them. I mean, it's a double 2-car garage. Lover's Lake in the Lipton house over here. We have the dock right there. We've got Lipton house. Where was it? It was like right here. Did I run into where it would have been? Or, okay, yeah, it's right there. Literally where we went over. I'm getting more and more aggressive as we go, if you haven't been able to tell. My flying's been something that I would definitely lose my license for if I was doing this as a tour. 38 people. I wonder why your screen's showing different than mine. Oh! New songs. What's this way over here? If we don't hit this now, we won't hit it later. Also, is anybody in here? Once again, you all have thumbs. They all function, as far as I can tell. Have any of you seen the new season yet? These green trees look very specifically placed here. Skull Rock. Oh wow, yeah, that's a skull-looking rock down in there, that's for sure. What it looks like on this side. Oh yeah. Definitely kind of creepy. As I back around the entire thing. By the way. Almost looks like a panther. Okay, back into it. Let's hit this far one straight ahead. Ooh, my boss just messaged me. It's like, hey, did you get the prelim? I've got nothing. Maybe I get to work tomorrow. That would be cool. So it'd be a surprise. Can I fit into that clearing? What, over by Skull Rock? We might be able to. Let's see. I could put down there on the road. It's a long walk up here. Not looking to do that. Yeah, it doesn't look like anywhere nearby is landable. And I'm not trying to walk 30 minutes up a hill because this dude moves at the pace of a snail. Okay, onward. Let's see, let's go to V&E. As fast as I can, we'll do a slight back hop to hit whatever this one on the left is, but I'm aiming for the farm over here. So there you go, that's 120 knots, that's as fast as we should be flying. The do not exceed speed, as you can see we're kind of buffeting in the air a little bit. That's a taller tree. Somebody's farm, guaranteed. Yep, McCorkle. I bet that was not good on the rotor blades. You could probably not load these things up like that. It's probably frowned upon. Look, if you have the chance to touch the boob and you don't. Boob touch. Cool. Okay, we're going to step back to the left a little bit over to Brimborn Steelworks. It is a building next to a railroad track. Okay, and actually I'm going to sit down for just a quick second because I am parched. Need to take a drink of the elixir. Also, for those of you that were here while we were running the missions, I mentioned Vortex Ring State. I'm actually going to pick up and see if we can throw ourselves into it, see how easy it is in the Huey. So, for those of you who aren't aware, when you are descending, and if you're under like 30-ish knots forward airspeed, you cannot descend quicker than 300 feet per minute. And the reason of that is, for lack of better terms, you are descending into your own downwash. And there's no effective lift for your rotor blades. So if you come in too hot, or try to drop too easily, or try to lower yourself too quickly, coming into, let's say here, you kind of start dropping like a brick. Actually, I actually need to huck us in here, because you have to also be like 20% power applied. So we're going to come in. We're going to come in stout. There's our field. And if we are able to get into it, I'm going to see if I can save it. Nope, weren't able to get into it. I was able to pull out. Dang it. We may need some wind to kind of help us. Let's see, let's put some altitude in it real quick. And see if we can... Vertical speed. Watch my vertical speed indicator there. Here, drop all the way. Cool, got us out of it. So, what I want you to watch on my gauges real quick, so everybody can have a little bit of a lesson here. This right here is the vertical speed indicator. It shows we're going about 500 feet straight up right now. I'm also looking at my airspeed indicator, which is this one right here. So I'm trying to keep one at 0, and then, which is my airspeed, then I'm going to try to get the vertical speed to drop drastically. And then I'm also going to try to show you my collective, which is this big lever here on the left. Typically, if you want to go up, you pull up on the collective. That increases pitch on your main rotor blade, and that allows you to create more lift. Once you start descending below that certain rate, which I'm going to give us some more vertical right now so I can kind of talk as we're doing it. So I'm just going to pull a ridiculous amount of torque right now and just send us to the sky. Okay, cool. Slowing us down. Establish a hover here. You see 0-ish feet vertical speed. Working on pulling back some to arrest our forward airspeed. And now you see our vertical speed just start dropping. I'm going to put the collective all the way down. And you can see I'm pulling up collective right now, but we're really not changing. Or is it babying us? I think this thing's babying us. Oh no, I had forward airspeed. Dang it. Need to keep more back. Forward airspeed is your way out, by the way. That's the typical method of getting out of Vortex Ring State. So now, my collective's going up, I'm not moving. So I need to push left pedal and move to the right, and that will get us out. That's the Verschard technique. Typically the move would be push forward on the cyclic, get your forward airspeed, but if you don't have the altitude to give up, you can't get out of it. So again, slowing down 0 knot forward airspeed, lowering the collective enough to get us established in a more than 300 foot down per minute thing. You can see that dropping there, and I still have some collective up. I'm adding collective now. Oh, nope, it was able to get out. Anyways, a little bit of forward airspeed goes a long way. Verschard technique, stepping it out to the side, gets you out of it without having to give yourself up many hundred feet of altitude, because if you don't have it, you don't have it. Starcourt Mall. This is actually a mall up in Georgia. I said it was filmed here in Georgia. Oh, the music changed. It's more like mall music. But I did work a handful of mall days where we were doing shootouts and stuff like that, so. North Point Mall is what it's called. Something. Anyways, it's a mall in it, kind of like the northeast side of Atlanta. If you go up to Norcross, past Norcross towards Decatur, not Decatur, Duluth. There's a mall up there where there's still a few shops that are open, but that is this place here. I'm curious if they actually scan the mall itself. Okay, anything else over to the right? What's over to the left up here? Pouring in the power again. This, like I said, it seems neutered. Right now I'm asking way more from the engine than what it should be able to. It's still giving me the rotor RPM. So, kind of curious as far as how neutered this this helicopter is in relation to the non-DLC model. This, I guess, the radio receiver that they put up. There was a little tag above it, but I didn't read the tag, honestly. What's it say? What's it say? What's it say? Show me your words. It's kind of annoying. Weather top. Okay, cool. Off we go. And also, if you're sitting here watching and you haven't liked already, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribing would also be much appreciated. Might make it over that 1,000 subs tonight if a handful of you were to do that, if you weren't already. And of course, comments gives me stuff to yap about. But we do kind of have topics to talk about right now, so no judgment on that. Let's see. Got this open. This is Junkyard, which we did some Junkyard stuff during the missions. Feel like we already got a good thing. If you were in the Upside Down, you'd have Demogorgons and Pterodactyls running towards you. And there was a rift over here. Oh, the music changed from the Junkyard. Some pitch and some right pedal. Fly us over this way. There's another place over here. Oh, that was back to the quarry. Okay, cool. So now we can start moving in our circle. 10 subs away now. Thank you for whoever did. I have not set up my stream in any sort of way to let me know when people are subbed or whatever, like I know a lot of the big Twitch streamers will do. So apologies for that. Buyer's house, we did see that already. Drink some more Gatorade, keep the throat fresh. And don't get any ideas. Harrington House, that's one we have not done. I forget which one's Harrington. My brain wants to be like, oh, he's the one with the hair, but honestly couldn't tell you. I feel like I remember that pool, though, so. Oh, is he the weird one with the brown car that ends up dating the hot girl? Is that it? I feel like that might be it. Let's see, what are you? Driscoll House. I feel like we did that, or I saw it. We'll see what it looks like here in a second. No, I definitely don't remember seeing this one. Okay, just a little bitty normalish sort of house. They have a normalish sort of car out there. Give ourselves a little bit of left so we can see it better. Okay. Clark House. I think I got everything over there. That's the farmhouse thing. Hess Farm, yep. So did all that, did all those over there. Pretty sure we did whatever this big thing in front of us is there. Let's see until I see a name. Then we'll come back and hit that little town area. Did we do this building? Because I feel like we did that two next to each other. Because that's the trailer park thing. Hawkins Memorial Hospital. That's one we said we needed to come back to. This is where they supply band-aids for the town. Any medicine past that's really not recognized. Being a hospital doesn't have a helipad. It should. I don't think it does, though. Which means it's probably a fake hospital. Just like the government's already hiding stuff in this town. They do a fake medical area. Yep. No helipad. And there's only AC units on the roof, so they don't have roof access. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Do you have access to that, or is that like a parking deck or something? Oh, there's a ramp right there, so that must mean that this is the emergency area here in the back. So, you see a hospital, you land at it. Technically the rules when you're flying a helicopter. They love it when you bring little trainers in when people are trying to get dying people in and out. Okay, cool. BRB. Have fun. See you in a minute. GA plane spotting. Which could be general aviation or it could be Georgia. Let's see. Up we go. Up and around. We did the cemetery. We did all those. We're going Benny's Burger. So yeah, we're going this way. It's definitely got some custom assets around here because I'm feeling a buffering with the game. And like I said, also this helicopter is the Taugstanger one, but there are definitely differences between this and the real Taugstanger Huey. Okay, what are you? What are you? What are you? Turnbow House. Pretty stout looking establishment there, sir. Okay, we did see that one because I remember the that car. Lipton House, Lover's Lake, we've done all that. We'll save that little pot of stuff for last. We'll start working our way through here. What's our current heading that we're on? 1-5, so we'll kind of do a south heading thing here along a 1-8. No, we can just do north-south gridding. Loch Nora. Don't know what that is. Maybe that's the neighborhood because it looks like neighborhood signs there. Let's come down into it. Let's see. Where's my stuff around here? Yep, Loch Nor is the sign on the neighborhood there. So Loch Nor is a subdivision. Let's get back on the south heading. 1-8. We did Stillworks. We did Starcourt Mall. Palace Arcade. Okay, Hawkins Community Pool. Let's swing it while we're here. It's kind of in line. It's going to kind of be frantic here getting all these popular areas. Welcome back. Community Pool. Looks like just a little puddle in the middle. Sorry, guys. we have the arcade. In the missions that we did earlier in the stream, we did do a sling load from the bottom of here. Picked it up off of his truck, which was like right in this area. Like here. Seem familiar? Wow. Back on the 1-8 heading. We're now going to hit Warzone. Like paintball or laser tag or something. Sounds like it. Or is that like an outdoor tactical store? Camping supplies, Army Navy store. Cool. There's a pizza place next door. Hawkins radio van. Okay, we did our 1-8. We'll go 9, make sure Hargrove House. Don't think we did that one. We'll come out here and see what these are real quick. Creel House. Nope, definitely haven't done these. Or we have, I'm just not remembering the words. $40 on my counter right now. Welcome 40 people. Hope you're all having a great Thursday night. Creel House. Man, that looks intimidating. There's a 10 out of 10 chance that thing is haunted. Oh, that is the haunted one from the story, right? Like at the end of season 3 or something like that? Yeah, because there was the stairs that go up. Yeah. Yes. I remember you. Spooky. And the whatever Hargrove, that's it. A little quick stop in there. Blue car playground in the front yard. Quite interesting. Or it could be the side yard. Okay, now we need to go on a 0 heading. Because we've already looked at the stuff over there. So yep, now we're cutting through here. Wheeler House and Sinclair House. What's that? Arcade. Yep, we already did that on the last pass. There's the water tower, city center. Ah, yes. Definitely houses. Ooh, definitely a car in front of that one. Very Stranger Things. Hawkins Pool, elementary school, middle school, high school. Yep. I figured that one out pretty quickly. Let's hit these two right here. We got a whole bunch right here. What is this? Big Buy. Okay, grocery store or something. Clark's house. We're going off plan. We're going off plan. And yep, that's still a house. What's that? Harrington House. We've seen you. Okay, let's go back and hit the schools real quick. There's Big Buy from the back. The BBBs. Hawkins High School seems correct. Middle school seems correct. Let's see. I feel like I almost owe you guys just a Huey right after this without all the music. Music's nice, don't get me wrong, but Hueys provide great music in and of themselves. Hawkins Elementary. Oop. Really heavy on the stop here. It's funny because a lot of these schools are places that are used with many, many, many different productions around Georgia, and I've worked on a lot of productions. So the schools are stuff I've all like used before for different reasons. Klein Mansion. Mm-hmm. Little pirouette there. And let's break off to the northeast. Let's go hit downtown. Hawkins Post, General Store, Theater, Town Hall, Police Station, something in between right there. So anyways, this is all like downtown Jackson, Georgia. If you're ever traveling in the area, this is all made off of that. So I drive through this square a good bit whenever I'm out running errands. Because it says public library, but really that's the courthouse. There's a good Mexican restaurant just underneath of me right here. This would be like if you're going northish into town. Or like northwest, coming from Highway 36. Which this would be Highway 36. If you go out that way, that's 16 that goes to the west. There's a jewelry store right there. Is actually a outdoor shop, pretty nice. The general store over here actually used to be a Radio Shack, and I think they even made it a Radio Shack for the show. Hawkins Town Hall. Believe it or not, that's actually not there. I don't know where this location is actually, but it's not right here in the town of Jackson. Is that a theater? Even though there's a theater marquee in another place. Driscoll House. Okay, let's do some speed flying to see if there's anything we left. You hear the music and Stranger Things music. Yeah, Huey music and Stranger Things music. Clark House, we saw that. We're only doing 80 knots. Let's step that up. What are you? Henderson House. Did we see that? I don't think so. Okay. Okay, it's Big Buy's right there, so we flew by it, but I just didn't recognize it. Okay, so I think we've hit everything. Is there anything anybody else in here wants to see or see again? If so, speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to go see if we can find the border of Hawkins, where it tells us, oop, you're leaving the map. Which usually doesn't happen in Flight Sim, so I'm curious what it's going to do. Excuse me. Little hiccups here and there. Apparently I've got work tomorrow. Office, house, exterior. So if you're curious what I do for a living, I work in the film industry. If you haven't already picked up on any of that for me talking about working on Stranger Things. Currently working on a show called Will Trent. This is season 4 that we're doing. Okay, I feel like right up here is where the edge of the map's going to be because the road ends there. Yep, left the area of operation. Cool. Over here near all the floating poles, and we'll set her down. Because for some reason, pictures didn't work for us. Most likely to do with VR, but I would much rather be in VR than trying to fly helicopters not in VR. Okay, so what are y'all thinking? I'm thinking we hop on something and go shenanigans around some, potentially. We're already in a Huey. Do we continue Hueying? 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 Yeah, anyways, let's see. Escape. Let's get that back in front of me. Oh, 0 out of 4. I would have photographed them all, but... let's see. Main menu. Let's get out of here. See, did it actually give me any photo album pictures? Nope, so it didn't even register any pictures in here. Which, if you look at all these pictures, say, man, why do you have all these random pictures of miscellaneous helicopters? I actually am in the middle of doing a series of flying around the world. We started at my local airport that I do my flight lessons in here in Georgia. We headed west, and we are currently 1 episode away from being at Mount Everest. The next episode we do a fly around the world. We will be ending at Base Camp Everest. That'll be the finishing point for that. And the next day we'll do a summit attempt and then move on. Of course, as we're doing that, you say, Matthew, landing on a summit of a mountain, especially Mount Everest, seems ridiculous. And you would be correct. But this particular helicopter here, the Airbus H125, Eurocopter EC125 or AS350, whatever you would like to call it, actually landed on the summit of Mount Everest and took off. So it didn't land and not have enough air to get enough bite out of it and scoot back off. But this particular, not this livery, but this type of helicopter did, in fact, land on Everest. The Boom XB1? That was added, wasn't it? Enough viewing. Cool. Let's try the Boom. That was another bit of free stuff. Because they also added the Red Bull Air Race as part of that too. But those planes are unreal. We might mess with that later. We're kind of touching everything here. Free flight. Can I go ahead and hop in that airplane here? ANMNOP. Boom, XP1. Okay, cool, that's in here. I don't need to go click a download. Look at that storm. Let's change the daytime around a little bit. Tomorrow morning. Where is... What city is the... I think it's this thing? No. Where's the one that the Virgin Galactic Spaceport thing is at? I feel like it's somewhere around here, right? Or we can go to Daytona. Not Daytona, but Cape Canaveral. I want a long runway. For the first flight. Afterwards, we can start seeing how short of a runway we can take off on. Set as departure. Airplanes. Boom XB1. So if anybody unfamiliar with this, this is a startup called Boom Aerospace. Is it Boom? Is that what they're called? Palmdale. Okay, northeast of LA. But anyways, their whole thing is the shape of this plane. Excuse me. Allergies for some reason. The shape of this plane does not create a sonic boom outside of a certain altitude. So when you fly it at X amount of feet, you still creates sonic boom, obviously. But that particular sonic boom, because of the shape of it, because of the shape of the plane, or the nose, does not, in fact, travel down to the elevations that us lowly subsonic people exist at. So that's a cool thing about Boom Supersonic. They're looking to make passenger airplanes, bring supersonic travel back. There's apparently somebody here. Yes, I'm your god too. No, you're not. Sorry, one and only. Don't know what they're flying. Frankly, don't care. Have to pre-flight this apparently. Pedo and instrument. Is that PC-24? Pedo covers. Instrument covers. Okay, he's gone. Those are those weird helicopters that we can't figure out. I'm not wiggling anything. I don't care that much. But what I do care... I don't want to put engine covers back on. What I do care is these things right here. So... they kind of have the front end of the H-125, which would be the one that landed on Summit of Everest. But they have a 4-blade system, not unlike a BK-117 type helicopter, especially because it's a big one-piece T, which is typically a titanium piece. And that's much more steep coming out the back. And it has 2 weird inlets on the sides, including the front one. I don't know, it's just strange. Okay, so we can press Shift-C, hop in our little thing crookedly here. Holy crap, I am short in this. Not used to that. Also, again, there's 40-something of you guys. If you want to see more helicopter stuff, that's kind of my forte. So I will gladly get back to that if you guys ask for it. Okay, I do see the reflection here now. That is there. I have no idea what the startup procedure is. I'm sure it's probably something. Oh my god. Remove pitot engine, chocks, covers, bleed air button unpressed. Okay, that is unpressed. Cabin depressurize, airflow switch off. Okay, that is off there. Air temperature knob auto, battery switch off, generator switch on. Avionics knob off. Backup hydraulic off. Anti-skid switch auto. Fuel transfer knob off. Fuel supply PRI. Unpressed engine firelight. Unpressed. Landing gear handle down. I need to move this up a little bit in case there's anything there that I need to deal with. Let's see, engine firelight's got all those done. Landing gear handle down, yaw pitch, roll, ARI knob off. Off, 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 off. Yaw control fill knobs. Auto. Auto, 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 throttles off. Cool. Bing. Starting engine, external power connect, don't care. Battery switch on. Avionics knob. Landing bus. Cast message check, I don't read. MFD in ENS page. Avionics knob on. The rectum switch, which is where? Rectum. Bingo set. Bingo. Oh well, I guess it's set. Cabin altitude, cast messages, look. Test switch, enunciator pattern, not doing that. Not doing that. Flight controls, backup hydraulic knob, auto. Utility high pressure. Light is off. Cool. Backup hydraulic knob on. External power connect, don't care. Fuel supply. Press and unpress. Press and unpress. Cool. Canopy down. Cool. Start. Jeebus. Come on, guys. Left engine start button. Press and release. Hydraulic pressure around 30. Sure. Engine RPM at 12. Left throttle idle. Not monitoring anything. I don't care. Generator light CAS should go out. Whatever. It should. There's 20%. External power off. Generator and ESS bolt. Just looking at that. I'm not looking at anything. Left throttle 62%. 62.3. Battery switch off. Verifying. Flight controls check. Backup hydraulic pump auto. Goodness. Don't care. Oh. Back to idle. Goodness gracious. Start center engine, start button, RPM, center throttle, monitor. Okay. Start button, RPM. It gets to 12, idle. There's 12. Click you into idle. Monitoring, not monitoring anything. Push 12, idle, the backup hydraulic pump auto. Show me 12, show me 12, show me 12. There we go. Cool. You're at idle. This goes to auto. Bingo still looking at me. I don't care. External power, cabin switch pressurized, flow, canopy. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. Air temp nod. Fuel transfer auto. those are in auto. I ain't verifying nothing. Ain't verifying that. OVR page, we'll select that. Verify, 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 verify. Cool, that looks good to me. Canopy does appear to be closed. Taxi. NWF, don't know what that is. It's NWS. Brakes, cool. Transponder, don't care. Before takeoff. Check, 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 check. Whatever. I think we're good to go, guys. What do you think? Yeah, Control E starts it. Allegedly. Okay. Got the brakes off. Whoa. Why are we shaky? Let's CAS. Cabin pressurization, maybe? No takeoff. Just kiss my ass. You're not the one sitting in a sick jet. Definitely going too fast. Definitely just going to roll into it also. Don't need those. This takeoff speed on this rotator, like what, 200 or some wild crap like that. A little no takeoff message means nothing to me now. Sick. Let's go. Let's see. We got gear going up. How do we look from the outside? Do we look cool? This is a pretty good looking plane. Also, when I was curious, I'm doing this with helicopter controls. Just so it's abundantly clear. Also, let's top off our fuel tanks before I make us get out. CG forward, that's fine. Don't care. There's a DAS rec and switch. Still don't know what CAS means. Oh, he found the chemtrail button. You guys see that? Hell yeah. You like it more than the Overture? Yeah. I could agree with that. Still no idea what CAS means. Don't care. What altitude were they at when they did their supersonic run? And I'm at basically takeoff power, whatever now. Can still go more forward. into afterburner. But right now, we just need the altitude. No, a chemtrail, obviously. Condensations on the side of your glasses, chemtrails are in the sky, silly. Cabin altitude. Servo fault, don't care. Let's see. Tab. What am I looking for? Run the afterburner in. Why? Because we can. What's the point of going Mach ridiculous if you're not doing it at a lower altitude? Like flight level 500? Ugh. I guess we keep climbing. Rage bait, what do you mean? Me rage baiting over chemtrails? In a group full of people who are aircraft enthusiasts? Because let's be real, nobody that's not like an aircraft enthusiast is going to be watching Flight Sim stream. Mach 0.73. Hunting that smoother, cleaner, thinner air. Guess what? I'm going to click the F button for fuel again. It should be out of the afterburners now. I just want to do that to really climb up a little bit quicker. Contrails are caused by ice particles in the sky. When they meet a hot engine, it vaporizes and forms mist. That's why they're more prominent in the morning and on cold days. See, I was under the impression that the government put thousands of gallons of gay chemicals or something in the planes, and then at a certain altitude the pilots press a button that says chemtrail. 362. Cool, we're close to that. Let's go a little bit more. Look, if a carbon cup can get up this high, I'm pretty sure this can get up this high. I'm not stalling. Running full afterburner, silly. Stalling at Mach 4.5. Slow plane. Well, do you want me to dive into it? It's a cool looking plane. Let's be real. .18. We can do that. We're just going to get to the ground very, very quick. .100 knot tailwind right here. That's cool. Basically just locked into our instruments here now. I just want to see Mach climb. I just want to see speed climb. If I can keep speed climbing and altitude climbing, I'm happy. 9-1. Over a little bit, 3,000 feet a minute climb's a bit wild. .97, 9.8, 9.9. Here's Mach 1. Cool thing about that is, if I go external view, it's quiet up front. Sonic boom. Cool. We will continue working on climbing the speed up. Which, as I get higher in altitude, obviously Mach will climb. Just because of the speed of sound through different air pressures. .1. 1.11. 1.2. 1.3. 1.4. 1.5. 1.6. 1.7 and 1.18. Let's go ahead and just do 1.2. Let's do 1.6. Start looking for airports. Looks like 1.3 might be the most we can do. .8 Gs. Okay, 1.28. As we started getting down in altitude there, it started killing it off on us. Okay, cool. Let's find a place to land. Where are we at? Let's see. Tab. There we go. guess we're gonna go Orlando. About 9 degrees off to our left at about 6 miles till we need to be intercepting. Yeah, we're getting up near Jacksonville. Currently pulling 1.7 G sustained. Are there flaps on this thing? I don't think so. I think we just deal with it. Yeah, we kind of did runway heading and a little bit left. I kind of favored left coming up through here. That's not what I'm thinking it was. I guess we're gonna go Gainesville. Yeah, they've got a decent runway. Or, no. That's Ocala. That's what it is. Which Ocala is technically an international airport. Fun fact. Gainesville to the right, 15 miles to the south. So that's it there or there. We'll see. So we got one lake, something small here. Oh, no, we're going over this one, so that's that one. Okay, so that is Gainesville up there. That's where we're heading. Oh yeah, it's a steep angle of attack to land. I know when I was watching the stream of them doing it, I was blown away by that. It's taking forever. We're gonna speed up. Hey, look, they hit the chemtrail button too. I mean 250 knots target speed? It means less angle of attack. Gainesville Regional. Perfect. Love regionals. Gainesville Regional airplane, super fast, is 6 miles to the south on a very wide downwind for runway 9. Please clear. Bring her back to idle. We're going to come over flying 10 at least to set up on the approach. Also, absolutely wild the stream got this week. I mean, I was expecting people to tune in for the Stranger Things thing. But, honestly wasn't expecting to have 40 plus people in stream. So, once again, guys, thank you so much for that. I'm just a lowly, real-life helicopter pilot fella, and it was fun. Yeah, we decided to hop in the XB-1, the supersonic plane. We already did the missions, we did the, kind of try to do the photo missions. So you can ask Belen, she was here, and if she wasn't watching, I'm offended. A little bit of throttle going back in. Yeah, we still aren't doing mysterious objects anymore. Let's see, let's see. Yes, you heard your name. I think that was a threat, Boleyn. You should be careful. Okay, after I land this first try, we're gonna go back to helicopters. Also, feel free to subscribe and stick around, guys. We will be hunting down Santa Claus Christmas Eve. We did that last year. People seem to enjoy that. I wonder what my landing gear speed is. We're at 240 now. Might as well set that down. Sure. What runway number is this at Gainesville? Oh, there's 2 runways. We're definitely going to roll on runway 11 there. Oop, need some throttle. Can't see. Or the pilot that they had was humming during his approach. Also, this thing looks like a heron or something with its long-ass stupid landing gear. Definitely not a stabilized approach. Definitely not a straight-in approach. Gainesville traffic, airplane 420 Foxtrot Whiskey is on a short yet alarming final for runway 11 in Gainesville. Get my head out the window so we can see. Because I definitely don't have this thing plugged in on a localizer or anything like that. Well, we seem to be pretty good. I'll keep going a little bit to the left and straighten out here in a second. Need a little side view camera. I'm a little off to this side. I'm okay with that. That's just a sign. Look, I didn't have this programmed into the thing. So, all things considered, I'm calling it acceptable. Little handbrake turn. Hell yeah. Didn't even use the chute. Idiots. Well, very fast, yes. Okay, helicopters. Splendid that was. Let's... I don't care about time, so we can make this anything like that. I'm actually wanting to do something out in this area. We'll do this airbase here. Says departure. Helicopter. Hawk. I was on grass all the time, technically. But it was smooth grass, smooth airport grass. Also, I'm a helicopter pilot. I'm just going to use that as my excuse for everything. Even if I get a 991 subscribers, 9 to go. But even if I get fixed wing, multi-engine, commercial, turbine, turboprop, all that stuff, even if I'm flying a real helicopter one day, why is it dark out here? I changed the time. Oh, it's okay, not bad. Pull the stairs out. Can I not walk up there? Dumb. I think that is everything. Yep. Shift C. Yay, Matt picked another helicopter that he doesn't know how to start. Beautiful. Area clear. Actually, I want to make this bigger so I can see it better. Stop glitching. Wheel chocks, parking brake, tail wheel switch, locked. I can be taller. I can't be taller. If I respawn myself, but I'm lower, I can sit up in my chair and be taller. And now I shrink myself to where I want to be. Tail wheel switch locked. APU engine fire T handles are forward. That's that boy there. The other side is forward as well. APU fire T handle in. Wonder where that is. Maybe down here somewhere? Let's see. Bleed de-ice, ACI. Okay. Yeah, that's that square one there. Battery switch on. It's over here. Fire detection test 1, 2. 1, 2. Interior, exterior, NVG stuff as required. Doesn't matter. Exhaust plugs, PDA stack covers remove. Air source EC. S switch to APU. Hit all the switches I'm pretty sure the helicopter can run Doom. Prime fuel will be APU boost. So we look to our fuel panel because everything's bi-panel here. Looking at all of our start stuff here, all that stuff here. Our fuel panel, where is our fuel panel? I don't know. Fuel boost pump 1 and 2, both on. It's generators, fuel boost pump. Do not know where you are. Oh, all the way down here. Sick. APU control switch on, APU generator on. APU control on. APU generator. Oh, over here behind. On. So now we are basically running a giant alternator. Set ECS as required. Move to engine because that will be next. The flight mission. Those, both of these need to go on. PRIBU 1 and 2 EGI power switch on. Wait for alignment. Blade fold master switch and spread. Blade fold master and spread. Make sure that's illuminated. Cool. Utility hydraulic is going to on. Barometric pressure, don't care. Check systems pages. Don't care, it looks good. Cautions and advisory. I acknowledge that there could be cautions and advisories. Fuel quantity and readouts, cool. Radar, cool. Equipment loaded, starting engine, area clear, doors locked, SAS, SAS2, trim all on. Those should be down here if I remember right. I believe. Yep. Trim all on. Stabilizer auto control on. Where are you? Oh, yeah, there it is. I knew it was somewhere in the center stack. Ignition switch to normal. That's up here somewhere. Yep. Normal. 1 and 2 fuel selector levers to crossfeed. Lights as required. Starter number 1 press. Sure to UG and whatever is less than 80 degrees. Set engine to idle. Check values. Sure, it looks good. Oil pressures in G's. Rotor brakes off. Should be. Yep. Fun fact, you can actually start with a rotor brake on and a Blackhawk. It's a lot of power. Set them to fly. Fuel selector levers to direct. matched. Set to fly, set to direct, torques match. And ours 100. Journer switches to on. On. Air source, ECS engine, APU off, APU control switch off. APU generator off, APU control switch off. DI system set as required. Don't think that's a thing. Before taxi, chocks, lights, parking brake, tail wheel switch. Sick. Tail wheel switch. We are technically ready to fly, everybody. Welcome to a flight on a Black Hawk helicopter. You're going to head to bed. Adios, Georgia Plane Spotting. Thank you for being here. As always, that means a whole bunch of you have to pick up the slack when it comes to chitting and chatting. We have low rotor RPM, understood. ACS off, understood. Pitot heat, that's on my co-pilot. Fun fact, I haven't even touched the collective yet. That was just forward airspeed. Where are you going, my friend? All that other stuff doesn't matter to me. What does matter to me, though, where we're heading. I want to head generally this direction. I think these mountains over here are actually supposed to be pretty sick. And fun fact, what I understand, Blackhawks have a torque management system, so you don't have to worry about just ripping on the collective and asking for everything. At least in the Lima models. You can put your hands here if y'all are feeling sick. Where are the pitot heats? What did I do? Violence. You're just gonna hold the altitude? Shut up. Literally nothing wrong. Watch your mouth. I'm sure I put pitot heats on. Okay, cool, there we go. So, how's everybody doing tonight? We're still at 27-ish viewers, something like that. If you are unfamiliar, or you're just now getting with us, my name is Matt. I am a licensed private helicopter here. I'm a licensed helicopter. I'm a licensed private helicopter pilot here in the... Watch your mouth. Literally flying all on purpose. Here in the state of Georgia, the United States of America. Current hobbies are going to work, sleeping, and going to work again. But in my spare time, like over the summer, we started a fly a helicopter around the World Series, which I'm still slowly doing, so if you want to subscribe and tune into that, we fly a whole bunch of different helicopters and we go all around the world. We started here in Georgia, now we're over in Nepal. For not having a co-pilot, you're really annoying. So, yeah, been doing that kind of in the spare time. Now that work started back, my real life job is I am an armorer. I handle firearms and weapons on TV and movie film sets.
Pull up! Pull up!
Can I turn off the annoying co-pilot? Holy crap.
Roll left! Roll left!
Roll left, roll left. Don't care. I'm intercepting this car.
Roll right! Roll right!
I'll fly this damn thing upside down if I wanted to. Watch your mouth. So if you have any questions about... Shut up. Worse than Elaine, I swear. Elaine is the co-pilot that they kind of stick in your helicopter in like the factory.
Roll right! Roll right!
I want to fly low. Elaine's the co-pilot that they give you. We named her that because she looks like Elon Musk. And Elaine Musk is her name as far as our stream is concerned.
Roll right! Roll
Don't
right!
tell me to roll.
Roll left! Roll left!
No, because I'm rolling right. It would be counterproductive. So yeah, if you have any questions about helicopters in real life, if you have any questions about movies and firearms and whatever else, keep the comments as modest as you can if you're doing anything about firearms, because YouTube has a way with those things. Simply disconnect their ICS cord. Is it that easy? Is there a cord plug over there? Nope. Crap. Also, what I'm kind of looking for over here, I'm 90% sure over here in this area is a place like where they have, it was kind of like near the end of a, I forget which Transformers, where they kind of all lock themselves around the cube or the whatever, and like the ancient place where there's buildings and the cliffs and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that was filmed over in this area. Or I may be stupid. I don't know. Either way, desert, cliff, mountain stuff over here on the western edge of the Saudi Peninsula is kind of what I was hunting for, the feel of this little shenanigan rip. This is why you don't ride with a woman pilot.
Pull up! Pull up!
Or
Roll
woman
right! Roll
co-pilot.
right! Pull up! Pull up! Roll right! Roll right!
I have not even received sexual favors from these women, and they are telling me what to do.
Roll left! Roll left! Roll left!
I'm sorry you have to hear our marital arguments.
Roll right! Roll right!
She's yet to say pull out, though, so maybe she is a keeper. How is she talking over herself? You know, when you're as annoying as she is, you know, she has a... You're just gonna have that innate talent just to be you.
Roll left! Roll left! Roll right! Roll right!
Shut up. Worst thing ever. Let me fly my helicopter funly. I've watched videos of people flying missions overseas. They basically fly these things upside down on hard banks. Like I've seen some where they're taking fire and they like turn around to get a better angle on them, and they are like this, looking out their ceiling at people. So I don't want to hear it, lady. I will put you in the ditch. Just out of spite. Just know that the Black Hawk is one of the most capable helicopter platforms out there.
Roll right! Roll right!
And you're telling me to roll right when I exceed like 4 degrees of bank angle. I'm basically just looking for mountains and kind of aiming for like the most jagged looking areas that I can see. Sounds about right, correct?
Pull up! Pull up!
Also, if anybody knows how to make her shut up, would be much appreciated. Is there like a manual or something to this thing? Comes with, I know a lot of these factory helicopters have manuals or whatever that they kind of come with, and you can change options and whatever. Oh well. Oh yeah, these things are ridiculous. Like my friend, he's I don't think he's type rated in Blackhawks, but we'll lay him down here real quick. But he's a movie stunt pilot, and he's type rated in many things, or at least rated to fly many things, or approved to fly and instructed in many different things. But he was doing some ride-alongs with people where like you pick them up, you go drop them off somewhere, then you pick them up and go drop them off somewhere else. Anyways, he was with like real hotshot Special Forces Black Hawk pilot, and he said when he went to go do his first little ride-along thing with it, he was slowly pulling up on the collective and got here, and he like established his hover and went to go take off and do his thing. But the guy said, hey, you know, the Black Hawk has a torque limiting and torque... Zorp! Jake, what's going on, dude? Welcome back. Good to see you, friend. How are you? But, yeah, the dude said, like, yeah, it has a torque management program. He's like, literally get light on the wheels so you know you're not tilted weird anyway. And he said, just pull the collective all the way up. The engine will not over-torque. And you just go, push forward, get your airspeed, and you start going. And the engine will not over-torque itself because it has a factory torque management program. And he also said when landing, like let's say we're going to be landing kind of following this little creek, river, whatever it is, he's like maintain, we'll do it just to the left over here, kind of in that darker dirt patch, or that little black dirt patch to the right. He said you set your 300 feet per minute descent and you let the helicopter eat the ground. Because the tail's going to hit first and that absorbs the impact or whatever. He's like, just set your 300 feet per minute. Tire malfunction, eat my ass. None of this was real. But anyways, he said he was very impressed with the capabilities of the Black Hawk, especially like flying with a pilot who had learned how to just like absolutely abuse these things the correct way. Fun fact, we're almost stuck like this. That was fun. I tried to push forward to slow us down and we couldn't. We had like apparently the correct amount of airspeed just to really mess with it. Just saw the stream, dude. Apparently today was the popular stream. It was the most people we've ever had in here. And also, if you happen to look at my profile, I'm at 991 subscribers now, which means we are 9 away from the big 1,000,000. Which, if anybody's unaware, Jake is one of my OG homies. He was there probably before the Around the World streams, but he was definitely there during the first few of those. But he's got a very beautiful little life outside of watching streams at night, so I don't expect him to come in all the time. Yeah, you should have seen the Stranger Things hotshot flying. Okay, so like seriously, there's 28 people in here right now. Were all of you here for the Stranger Thing missions at the beginning? Or should I go back through and fiddle with the missions again? Look, there's 28 of you in here. Y'all got thumbs. You can type a quick yay or nay. So we'll say like, yeah, type yes, if you want me to go back and do the Stranger Things missions again, or no, and I will continue just kind of helicopter shenanigans. Yeah, if you want me to, dude, I'll text you whenever I'm going live. I really haven't been doing it a lot recently, just busy with work and life and whatever, which is a good problem to have, but also nowhere near as much of a good problem as I wish it was. So yes from Jake, which I'm going to take it as a yes for Stranger Things stuff. Pull left, pull left. So yeah, we'll try making those missions real quick. They don't take that long to do. What type of animal is that? What are you? You are all alone and you seem rare. What is that? Another water buffalo or something? Yeah, I think so. Oh well. Cool. I'll go set her down on the top of this hill up here. We'll jump over and do a little bit of Stranger Things missions again. Because they're kind of fun. It gives you something different to do, you know. Not quite career mode. Some different sounds. Pull up, pull up. I literally know what I'm doing. I'm actually a licensed helicopter pilot, in case you didn't know Missy's voice in my head.
Pull up, pull up. Roll right, roll right.
That was a weird one to try to keep. Cool, we're just gonna hop out of here. In real life flying has been fun. Haven't been able to do it as much as I would like. Even though work has been work has also been slow. So, for those of you who are unaware, even the cheapest helicopter to rent in most schooling areas is the Robinson R44. And they are around, if you're paying with an instructor, around $380 per hour if you're buying in bulk. If you're doing it without an instructor, you're paying like $350, $330. If you're paying in bulk, $330. If not, $350. Either way. All right, bud, signing off. Gotta go. Definsky and hey, go de-stinkify. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what you were saying. Okay, so welcome to the UH-1 Huey. For some reason, it spawns us outside. Most likely because most people are flying this kind of arcadey. And then I need to scoot myself forward and down. We're going to start by turning off our light here to preserve our night vision, which we do have night vision in later missions, but not now. Then we'll get rid of this here. What we will be doing is taking off. So again, this is a kind of we'll do a little lesson for people that are watching, because they're going to want to probably do the Stranger Things DLC themselves, and they are probably unfamiliar with how to fly a helicopter. Some gauges that we are looking at here. We have the rotor RPM, that's in the green, that's good. Torque pressure. You get above the red, starts getting iffy, but you do have available more up there. Or the red line's that's PSI. Anyways, percent RPM, or noise, anyways. Engine RPM and our turbine RPM. Really the big thing to know is airspeed. Don't go below 30 knots if you're descending quickly, which we'll discuss that in a bit. That's your vertical speed indicator. That's how you know. Radar altimeter, kind of a big deal, not really. What I will do though, which doesn't matter on this one, but we can set it to different heights. So you have three main controls. You have your pedals down here, left, right. You push your left pedal, you turn left, your right pedal, you turn right. You have your collective here with your left hand, or whatever you set it to on your controls. You lift the collective up and it adds pitch to the blades, which makes you go up. Your pedals will keep you from going left or right. If you were to quickly pull on the collective with your pedals straight, it'll turn your helicopter to the right, so you have to return it to the left, and then your cyclic in the middle is what steers you and moves you around, almost like the yoke of an airplane. So now we're going to head ourselves into the quarantine zone, staying below 300 feet as requested in the mission. Let me move this over here so you guys can see what my mission things are. We're going to enter the quarantine zone. We are heading over to 2930, I believe, Maple, which should be in the 2530. 2530 Maple, we're going to be in the cul-de-sac landing. Not much landing space, which usually I kind of cut that ridge there, but we're going to go over the town here. And you'll see the reason I'm doing this is so I can just do a straight-in approach. You go the other way and you kind of have to circle around and approach over a yard, but if I come in this way, it should drop us in an area to where it's a much easier and nicer approach getting into this neighborhood. We're going to kind of turn ourselves this way a little bit. Let's see. Yep, so what I'm going to do, we could have come more to the left over there. We're going to kind of put our tail over in this direction and work ourselves down in here. We're not going to go straight down just because I can't see what's all around us, but if I move in this direction here, I am able to see what we're working around. We're minding the tree on our right, minding the tree to the front. We're stopping our forward movement now and slowly inching down. Now I gotta remember we're not in the Black Hawk, so there is no tail wheel. So we just have to slowly inch our way down. On the ground, settle it in. Collective all the way down and wait. Cutscene. In. Yes, I agree. Gloop 67. I'm aware of what an N is. I'm also not going to continue the chain. And if you do continue the chain, despite it being funny in the internet and free speech, understanding, discretion. Okay, so we're going to pick up here. We're going to exit the quarantine zone. Now, something that I do know is that they will send a patrol after us. I like to try to exit to the right, but they have an exit path that they want us to take to the left. So we have to be prepared for a left bank here in 3, 2, 1. Patrol! Oh no! We're going to use the forest exit, which is right here. I don't need to spot it with Smart Cam. I'm busy flying a helicopter. We were getting some weird lagging right there, that's for sure, guys. Pouring back on the juice, straightening up with a little bit of left pedal to get us moving correctly. Keep her down low and pop the exit. But don't pop too high because we have to keep below 300 feet above ground level. Now we don't have to land in this one, so we can just continue straight on. Basically from here, but I'm going to hug the terrain as much as I can. And it will just complete the mission once we are appropriately through the quarantine exit. There we go. Mission 1, easy peasy. And now I'm going to put my collective back down because we were flying in this one. And when we start the next one, that's going to start us running again. If the collective's up, obviously, issue. This one, warehouse to squawk radio. It will be raining. It will be windy. Yeah, I was deep on the road there. So, I'm going to press 1 to get us back down in. Alt forward to get us forward. down to get us there. Let's turn this light off. Gonna go up just a wee bit. Get rid of that, and picking up. Kind of a little bit different. I have to do right pedal picking up here, even though typically this would be a left pedal helicopter. The wind was blowing, so I have to compensate for that a little bit. Good old Huey sounds. You can feel the buffeting too of it moving us around. So that is definitely a sign that there are high winds in the area. So we're moving through, staying low. There is a hill in between us and the warehouse. We're going to cut this saddle, and there's a small saddle on this next hill that we're also going to cut through. That will give us a chance to circle around the warehouse and do an approach in through the road that goes in about a southwest direction, because right now we're kind of going northeast-ish. Our little menu thing over here. That way y'all can see that. As you can see, there's the warehouse. We're going to be doing a west landing with it, coming in on the road. Hard bank, using the air to slow us down because we're kind of banking into the wind there, which makes it harder to do that initial turn, but it's going to kind of push us around further than we want to as we're coming around here. So we're re-putting in some forward airspeed. Now we have this road as an approach path. We know there's nothing in the road. We just have to be wary of the trees and stuff around us. Also with the wind, it's very, very good at giving us extra lift and forward airspeed. So we're using a lot less collective than we typically would coming into something like this. And once we get here below the building, we do lose some wind, so the collective input changes a bit. And then we're on the ground, collective down, and let the guy come over here. He avoids the tail rotor. He's very good at that. Dude, the North Korean mission was fun. If those of you are unaware, we did a mission where we flew from South Korea to a predetermined point in North Korea to pick up Zorb Z and his new Korean mafia of wives. So we're picking back up. Our nose is kind of in the wind, and we need to remember our wind is coming from that direction. Now, we're going to move on this road, use it as a bit of a departure path, again, because we know there's no trees here, and we can build up some speed. Now, from experience, having done this twice now, there is a helicopter patrol that will be coming in, and it will be alerting that to us in about a quarter mile or so after we hit the 90-degree thing here on this fence line. So once this fence corners off to the left, over there we're going to see helicopter pop up. So what we're going to do a hard bank down here. Reminding our descent rate. Reminding everything around us. We got plenty of time. They're not flying that fast. We gotta put it on the ground and turn it off. So, on the ground there. Bit of a rough landing. I turn the throttle down, so we're at 25% throttle. Click the idle detent button and throttle all the way off with the fuel turning off as well. And that means the engine's off, so we put the rotor brake on, and that makes the mission happy. We just wait a little bit. Eventually we'll see some helicopters flying over. I've seen some Air Med pilots fly in and land just like you did in some Bell. Super sick to see it in person. Oh yeah, dude, some pilots like know when to have fun and when to have fun appropriately. At the end of the day, in my opinion, flying is just fun. Like, I can do a normal-ass approach into a normal-ass place, and I am having a blast. So, if you know what you're doing, You know where your different winds are coming from, approach paths, stuff like that, things that you need to avoid. If you plan your entrance correctly, you can make the entrances pretty damn cool. So patrol's leaving, patrol's gone. We take the rotor brake off. We need to look up here. That's our starter generator. We're clicking that back to starter mode. We're going to turn our fuel back on. And I have a starter button on my cyclic that I'm pressing. We're going to watch our N1 RPM here get up to about 12%. And then we're going to click on the fuel and throttle into that idle detent. And then you'll see here, it'll continue picking up. Once we're at about 60% or so, we can go ahead and click that over to generator instead of starter, which would be that right there. All of our lights on the annunciator panel are out. If this was a real Huey, we would very slowly be bringing our throttle up. And by slow, I mean very slow, because we do not want to over-torque the engine. That is a huge, huge, huge thing that would be wrong. You could damage a lot of parts, you could fall out of the sky, and you could cost millions of dollars in repair damage. And most of all, you would disappoint your mother. So, moms don't like over-torqued engines, especially their turbine. So yeah, we're going to slowly turn that back on, managing our torque pressure to make sure we keep that low. This is the Tawogs Hangar helicopter model. If you do that too fast in their model, not being in the Stranger Things DLC, it will over-torque the engine and damage the helicopter. You will get a chip light, you'll get engine oil temperature, annunciator lights, and you'll eventually have a failure and you will have to auto-rotate to the ground. But here in the DLC, like I said, they've chilled it out some, so you don't need to worry about any of that, because they figure a lot of people are going to be doing this kind of recreationally. With that said, I am flying with 0 assists. Everything is turned on to where I can mess up if I wanted to. Especially with the wind behind us right now, it'd be really, really easy to put ourselves in a VRS situation coming into squawk radio here. So you have to be aware of that. Which I'm even flying high for what I'd like to be doing. 300 feet is our hard ceiling. Yeah, I would rather play it as like a 150-foot hard ceiling. That was weird. Okay, down on the collective. Back on the cyclic. Bring it in. The wind's really playing with it. Pulling back in the power, leveling off, and down we go. Slowly slowing down, parking out of the driveway, keeping the tail clear at 5,000 watts of WSQK. The squawk. And once we get down, throttle down, which I do that with my left hand already, so you'll see we're at 25%. That's where the throttle stop is. Turn that all the way down. Fuel off, and that's the finish to this mission. No, I'm not spinning. That's just you. IRL POV. I could set those up. I had done one. I filmed 90% of my flight school and flight lessons wearing a chest cam. So on my channel, I don't remember if you were there for that one, but if you go back on live streams a couple of months, there is a fly along with me for my first solo. My first actual flight as a licensed pilot, I've only done a few, was with my father. I didn't record anything. I didn't take any pictures. That was a me and him time. Very special, enjoyable trip. We went out to go get breakfast. And I've only flown with a friend since then. And again, it was like, I just didn't feel like I needed to record anything. Okay, cool. So I've got my throttle turned up because we're spawning back into a running helicopter. Get my seating position back and back inside the helicopter. And we can turn our lights off. Now you can see we have this cool button here that says night vision. I'm going to press the N button on my keyboard, which is what I have it mapped to. Yours will be different. or you can just press settings and map it yourself. So we do have a wind coming off of the side. That was kind of pushing us there, but we're going to do our same exit that we did on the last one. Was the last one? No, it was, I think, the first one. Either way, continue here, same quarantine zone entrance. The arcade will be over here, though, on the left, so we will be heading that way. So I'll be throwing a bit of a left bank in here to kind of line us up to a better spot to get to the arcade. Once I get close, though, I will be turning the night vision off, as it is a highly lit area, and the contrast of all of these different buildings around will be a much better place for me to do the hoist, not a hoist, a sling load. So, collective down, we have the cyclic back, that is slowing us down. A little bit of a left here. When I say left, it was like a left slide, not so much a turning left. We turned right, but... we have to go down further than what we expect. Jeez, are you not going to, give me the cargo here? There we go. The patrol's going to come. We're going to pull a lot of power, and we're going to be exiting straight ahead. Now we do have 40 feet of stuff underneath of us, so we need to be aware of that. Sling that around a tree, and off we go back into night vision realm. We're also going to be keeping to the right a bit because we do have the military base over there that we are being aware of. Oh, you're pressing in for night vision. Sorry, only works in the sim. Like, Hueys are so loud and the blades slap so hard. You'd think they would know that somebody's over here flying. Like, hey, we don't have any helicopters up right now, do we? Yeah, the night vision actually looks pretty decent. Like, it's actually dealing with the light the way that night vision should. It doesn't give us a huge field of view where the entire screen is night vision. It's very reminiscent to wearing something like a PVS 14. And like, I still have normal coloring outside of the night vision area, so it just doesn't blacken everything else up. I mean, this also could just be like a PVS 7, which I don't even think were 7s around back then. I don't think they were. I also don't know when this episode or this season of Stranger Things became a thing. So I couldn't tell you if this was 91 or whatever. I know it started out like 84, 85, 86 or something. But I don't know how many years have allegedly progressed. Oop, I'm dropping down a little bit quick there. Adding some power into it. Gonna come more forward. Try to put it on the drop point itself. And we're gonna flop her around real quick and just land in the same spot. WSQK, 50,000 watts, radio squawk. Set her down really close to the building and such. Boop, throttle down. Gonna hit that idle detent and roll it off. What, in the show they rock duels? Like the PVS 7's the one where it's like one for each eye. but it pipes into like a single tube, so it just kind of like gives you a mirror type thing, whatever. Oh, no, you're talking about your air med guys. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, usually they're in duels. Which the depth perception is nice. Running duels. If you were flying, I would say run duels. That's kind of I don't want to say a necessary thing, but if you're going to be flying, run duels. Okay, here we are, mission 4, red trimmers. This one, we will be hoisting, and you will hear me complain. You will. I am going to complain about this mission, and I am going to complain about mission 5. There's nothing that you can do about it. Sorry. So here we are again. We're starting out, except I'm going to be starting outside of the helicopter for no fucking reason. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Ridiculous. I had left pedal in there. We're going to turn the light off. We're going to take that off. Very windy. Don't know which way we're going. We're going this way. You are on the top of a hill up here, so when you are doing this mission yourself, you will have to be conscious of that. And cautious of that. If you keep altitude, you will break your altitude limit. So what I want to do, I want to move this down here for you guys. Say, okay, what's the big deal about this? Why are you going to complain? One, because I have an absolutely useless flesh bag next to me. That man there. Say, man, why is he useless? Well, he doesn't do anything to help. He's going to do one thing for me, and that's turn on my light. Also, behind me, I have a person that's completely useless as well. Hey, turn on my searchlight for me, please. Turn on my searchlight for me, please. I am in the quake zone. There you go. There's my searchlight. So I've got... He has one use, which is turn the searchlight on. Other than that, absolute worthless co-pilot. And the person behind me as well is absolutely worthless. You'll see why. It's a thing called crew resource management. Now, you can say that sounds like a very fancy term that somebody would be using if you were, like, taking a PowerPoint presentation on something, which, technically, yes, that's exactly what I would be talking about when I say crew resource management. And what that is you have multiple people in your helicopter, which you were talking earlier about medevac pilots and stuff. It used to be considered like a self-loading baggage, which is your passengers, because the pilot's going to do pilot things and then nobody else can tell him what to do. But in a professional environment, your crew needs to be a resource for you, which I'm moving to the right for a reason, you'll see. Your crew should be a resource for you. And that resource should be something that helps you look for things, that helps you check clear of things, helps you make sure you're not going to run into anything. But most importantly, when you are doing something like a rescue mission where you need to hoist somebody up into your helicopter, they're going to be the person there that says, okay, left, right, up, back, down. Like, that's going to be them. These people don't do that. It says bring cat close to Bernie while hovering. You didn't put me in a helicopter with a see-through floor like a like the A star with the window. Oh, sorry, did I get low there? Yeah, they don't tell you left, right, up, down, or anything like that. They just kind of expect you to be able to do it. Which, the only reason I was able to do this as smoothly this time is because this is my... I think I lost him once when I was recording for the actual recorded episode. Don't know if I lost him earlier when I was streaming earlier. If y'all were in here earlier and I lost him, let me know. But they don't help. So I've done that a few times, so I kind of know where I need to put the front of the helicopter. I know that I can more or less put my nose window next to that power pole, and it's a good reference point to try to stay near. But there's no help. Even when they descend off the side and go down, if you drop them 5 feet away, they don't walk over to the victim. The victim doesn't walk over to them. These NPCs are completely incapable of doing anything themselves, which is wildly annoying. Especially when it could be something so easy to program into it. Like, it would not be hard for them to do a, okay, forward, left, right, go up 5 feet, down 5 feet, perfect, you're on the money. Like, shouldn't be that hard, right? But they still haven't done that, despite many, many people complaining. Now, if you were in third person, maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's a Microsoft Flight Simulator, not Microsoft Flight Arcade. So I'm trying to do it as legitimately as possible. Running in VR, running in the cabin. So yeah, it's annoying to me. Yeah, crew actually has a purpose. No way. Who would have thunk? Okay, now for mission 5, which is by far even more annoying. There's less places for you to reference your helicopter up, because we will be doing another hoist. How did I use the night vision? Pause the game, go to your settings, type night vision in the little search bar, which I'll show you once we spawn in here real quick, dude. LP Spice of Life. Let's see, got my throttle up, governor on, left pedal, too much left pedal. Let's see, 1, let me get myself situated and we'll look at that real quick for you. So, here's the way to get night vision. I press escape on my keyboard and it brings me here. I do settings down here. You click on controls. And then since I already have all my buttons mapped on my peripherals, I typed in night vision here and night vision display toggle. And I programmed that to enter anyways once we go through a thing. Good there. Throttle up. Engine RPM, and everything is where it should be, and up we go, picking up, correcting, staying in the right place, take off. Which way are we heading? Straight ahead. Perfect. Get some forward airspeed here, and pop. It's a very Robinson style takeoff there, but guess what? That's what I fly. This thing has more than enough power to just pick up and go, but letting that airspeed play lift for you is just a nice little thing. So once again, in this mission, my lovely co-pilot Oh yeah, no problem. You have any questions? Anybody watching has any questions, ask me. If you're watching this later, comment on it, and I'll see the reply either that day or the next day, and I'll reply to it. Then you can always tune into live streams. I'm going to be doing those a lot more now. And yeah, just ask me and we'll figure it out. If it's not something I know, it's something that I can figure out. So yeah, Copilot, turn on the light again for us. Thank you, much appreciated. And guess what? We're not going to find Sparky here. He's not in the junkyard. Come here, Sparky. Where are you? Oh, follow the rift. Guess what? He's not on the rift either. But you can already see the loss of frame rate here. All the particle effects of this rift are very, very aggressive. Oh my goodness. That is not supposed to be like that. See, I don't know where the ground is supposed to be. Usually this is at ground level. It's not supposed to be 20 feet up like this. As you can see, treetops are poking through it. So I'm going to go around the edge where I know it should be. Hopefully I don't run into this up here. That's definitely glitching. Okay. Yeah, this is the deepest I've ever gotten in it. Because usually it'll reset the thing. There we go. See, we should be flying into it there, not crashing into shit. So I have all my controls, haven't moved them, or I'm trying not to move them. Now it's going to tell us to stay under 150 feet. Going to move this back down here for you guys. See, there we go. That's dumb. I didn't hit anything. It's whatever's going on right here is messing stuff up. Okay, cool. Put that here. Whoop. Sorry, I'm trying to touch my controller and do all this at the same time. Fly to the junkyard. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to move myself over to the right. Because guess what? Our homie here he's got him, or Cat's got him, she's got him, whatever. So if you don't know, there was a Demigorgon to our left. Now we have to fight the frame rate battle when the pterodactyls trying to hit us, or whatever they are. And back into the rift we go, which has fixed itself and now is at the correct level. They, them, most likely, probably. Okay, roll back in the power, and we leave the zone. And as you can see, there's no longer a 300-foot limitation on us. Look how nice the weather is now. Everything seems Gucci out here. The pterodactyl wins, 100%. I wasn't aware I had to dodge those the first time because I was too busy off the side. And, yeah, I ate those. I ate those a couple of times. So yeah, once we land over here at Squawk, I'm going to finish this up and call it a night. I've been doing this for 4 hours now tonight-ish, maybe? Sounds about right. And apparently I have to work tomorrow. Who would have known? Actually, I didn't know. They didn't text me until I was already doing this tonight, so I will need to shower and get ready. But with that said, there are 25 of you in here right now. Today was the absolute biggest stream I've ever had, and I am very, very thankful for that. Beyond grateful for everybody who jumped along. With that, I'm at 992 subscribers, which is 8 away from being monetizable. And I've already invested money into this this game and the streaming. I bought a whole bunch of the extra models, like this Huey, outside of this DLC, the Black Hawk we were flying earlier, a whole bunch of other stuff. But any money that I do make with YouTube will be getting poured back into it, so you only benefit from it. Oh, we don't even have to land. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm not telling you have to. You don't even have to come back to, Jake sent you here, you'll be back. Cool, thank you, Jake. But yeah, it's, I'll be streaming more, and mostly I'm doing guy stuff. So, building stuff, fixing things, flying things, driving things, shooting things. So if you're into any of that sort of stuff, then you're kind of at the right spot. But with that being said, Jake, so glad to see you back, dude. Tom was in here earlier, Georgia Plane Spotting, Sean and Boleyn were in here, LP, Spies of Life, Gloop, and there's a handful of people that were in here today, names I hadn't seen before. Seriously, thank you to all of you. But I'm going to call it a night. Subscribe. We'll be back. Hopefully later this week. Maybe even tomorrow. I don't see why not. Depends on what time I get off work. Well, actually, probably not. It's a Friday. We usually shoot night shots on Friday. But we'll be back. We'll be doing helicopter stuff, and I'll be doing real helicopter stuff. But good night, y'all. I will see y'all next time. And good night to you too, Jake. Always good to see your name in here.